like you. Ain't no drama, only venom when I get my dues. Respect, I'm the next tycoon. Got a pad full of greens, couple M's mine soon. Unbeliever, do you see the confidence? Got some people waiting for me on the fence. I live it, but never see me on the fence. Best believe that when I win, it's common sense. I'm designed to fly, defeat all demise. The best me, no fear, no compromise. 100 degrees, I breathe more to life. You should disconnect and throw in the wires. And a hand that's in this. Gotta back it up a high percentage. Got a heart in my sleeve, non-stop. Stepping up to the seat, more shots. Getting those I'm alive, unleashed in the fire. Out in the wild, you can never stop me. Watch me dive and free, and it's my time. Up in the stars, you'll never forget me. But not holding back on the side. Only get better with time. Ready to own what is mine tonight. I'm alive, unleashed in the fire. Out in the wild, you can never stop me. Yeah, I never wait up. Flowers say so they coming on the way up. A true fighter's what they always been afraid of. Cards had it close on my circle when I lay up. Switch the game every quarter like a time zone. Aim for the bus, tryna build up to this mind zone. Pave the way with only items that I might own. Imagine what I'm about to do, be an icon. Ain't a problem, just the haters that I might know. It's a night show, the way I'm about to make a movie with these lights. No, the one they be like me, they can try. All gold, everything when I write. Can repeat it, every legend gotta fight. A new world, when I flip, make it tight. Ain't nobody doing minutes how I like. Seat buckled up, going up like a bike. I'm alive, unleashed in the fire. Out in the wild, up in the sky, into the light. Watch me dive and free, and it's my time. Up in the stars, with every stride, our future's bright. Cause I'm on to the next. The way I shape shifts makes them call me a threat. Running on this path, never done, no regrets. There is nothing you can do when my face on the set. You're in front of the best. Different league if you wanna get to me. I give him pedigree. Yeah, I only got a picture on the centerpiece. I'm alive, unleashed in the fire. Out in the wild, you can never stop me. Watch me dive and free, and it's my time. Up in the stars, you'll never forget me. But not holding back on the side. Only get better with time. Ready to own what is mine tonight. I'm alive, unleashed in the fire. Out in the wild, you can never stop me.
One touch from you takes me to paradise, paradise. One look from you and I fall in your arms, in your arms. Baby, don't stop, baby, don't stop, baby, don't stop it. And give me your love, give me your love, give me your loving. Say that you want, say that you want, say that you want it. Cause this is my love, this is my love. Something about you feels like heaven came along. Baby, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Something that you do makes me feel like we belong. Baby, can you feel it? Can you feel it? I don't know I went wrong. I just know that I want your body here with me tonight. With me tonight. You know what I need, know just where to touch. Make me feel like I can't explain. Oh no, don't you leave, it's just a bit of fun. You know how to drive me insane. I know it shouldn't feel right, but baby, don't go. Just love me all night. Just love me all night. 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 All night. Tell me you want me, baby. Tell me I'm not alone. Tell me you wanna be with me tonight. With me tonight. With me tonight. You know what I need, know just where to touch. Make me feel like I can't explain. Oh no, don't you leave, it's just a bit of fun. You know how to drive me insane. I know it shouldn't feel right, but baby, don't go. Just love me all night. Just love me all night. 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 All night.
It shouldn't feel right, but baby, don't go. Just let me all night.
Just love me all night. All night. Just love me all night. All night. Just love me all night. All night. Just love me all night. All night.
Don't need no thing. Ain't into bling. Just use enough. You fill me up. I don't care for diamond rings. I just crave the simple things, 'cause that's what I want. That's what I want. I don't need no fancy I just crave the simple things, 'cause that's what I want, that's what I want. I don't need no fancy car, I'll take you just the way you are, 'cause that's what I want, that's what I want, 'cause that's what I want, that's what I want, 'cause that's what I want, that's what I want, 'cause that's what I want, that's what I want, that's what I want.
Don't you wanna tell me about the time that we felt free? Turn your eye on the halo that you give yourself daily. Give me a new ending, 'cause I'm running free tonight. Don't want that story, wanna love and live my life. Always talking about where we'll be, gonna move out of the city, spending our time daydreaming, living our life like a movie. I'm the only one who can make me whole, pick me up, I'm the only one. Gonna ride this feeling and write a new beginning. I don't wanna pretend that everything I wanted was gone in the end, and I don't wanna pretend again, and I don't need to pretend I'm living in this moment, I'm living my best, 'cause I don't need to pretend and pretend and pretend and pretend. Don't have life in envy, shine a bright energy. With the waves I'm making, gotta make sure I'm happy. I'm the only one who can make me whole, pick me up, I'm the only one. I'm gonna ride this feeling and write a new beginning. And I don't wanna pretend that everything I wanted was gone in the end, and I don't wanna pretend and pretend and pretend again, and I don't need to pretend I'm living in this moment, I'm living my best, 'cause I don't need to pretend and pretend and pretend and pretend, and I don't wanna pretend that everything I wanted was This is my life, and I have the right to get what I want, to carry on, carry on. This is my life, I can't waste no time to get what I want, to carry on, carry on. I am so strong, I am so strong. This is my life, and I have the right to get what I want, to carry on, carry on. This is my life, I can't waste no time to get what I want, to carry on, carry on. I am so strong, I am so strong.
I will not be restrained. My potential is limitless. Immense power is fun. You should try it sometime.
Feel the thorns embrace. Death is in bloom. None will escape my grasp.
This will be quite the deadly spectacle. My home is in the cosmos, amongst my stars. Stars are not born, they are made by me.
Let's go. Sicker than the wizard with a top hat. So heavy when I drop it like a backpack. Chit chat, best stick it in a WhatsApp. Looking at the glitter in your Snapchat. What's that? You break like a plate in an earthquake on the first day, like a clown at birthday. Too late, gotta wait for the first one.
牛啊，这个球！菜呢？
Day number 11 in the playoffs, and slower but closer we get towards the final stage here in the CN Conference. Hi, we're gonna be your shoutcasters for tonight. My name is Giyang, and with me is Otulus, and we're very excited for the series because it's the match of FPX versus Trace Esports.
Elimination on the line here, a do or die between two of, I would say, very storied franchise. Again, Trace Esports has been on a tear to start the season. Has slowed down a bit, especially in recent times in their playoffs match. It was an unfortunate loss against EDG. Meanwhile, FPX did survive that last best of 7 that they played out. So today, it will be a battle of attrition, battle of stamina, because I really think that we are in for a long night.
We are, especially because of the effects from the latest patch, and it has been kind of messing with the usual strategies. We talked about it as well just a while ago. Here's the roadmap. We all know and understand already which part we are in, which is playoffs. We're very close towards the finals. The APAC teams are already flying towards China just to be prepared already for the final stage as well.
Just to be acclimated as well. And again, we're still sending the same 2 teams that we did send the last time out. So yeah, good luck to both the APAC teams that we did send over in G2 Blacklist and KT Roll Survive. But the playoffs for the CN conference is still happening right now, Guillaume. And we still have 3 more days, right? January 21, it will be in full conclusion as to who will be playing in the final stage. We're looking for the top 2 teams from the top 2 teams from the CN conference to really play the finals as well.
Yeah, last year it was J-Team and Keepus Gaming. Right now, Keepus Gaming is waiting for their match on January 20, battling against EDG. And of course, it's going to be a long journey for our lower brackets right now because we still have so many matches. Right now, we look at the match of FPX versus Trace Esports. Thunder Talk is waiting to whoever's going to be winning between them as well. And then for the match of KBG and EDG, that's going to be a banger as well.
I have a question for you though, Giang. Who you got? KBG or EDG? Who do you think will be advancing?
Oh man,
to the playoffs, to the finals?
I believe that's a tough one, to be honest. I'm definitely rooting for EDG, but I think the meta is definitely for KBG as of the moment, especially for Datan. He keeps shining, especially from their last match against Thunder Talk.
There is what we call the playoffs buff.
The buff
of the reigning defending champions in Keep Best Gaming. We have to remember that Keep Best Gaming was chosen by Thunder Talk, and lo and behold, they got knocked down this time by KBG. And then again, we're going to focus on a best of 7 match between 2 other teams, FPX and Trace Esports. The starting 5 for FPX, no changes whatsoever. Want to focus on the top side. Don128 and Shengdo 7 has been I would say a heaven sent for FPX, right? Their veteran presence, leadership, shot calling has been there for the squad.
Yeah, even secured a lot of MVPs during their match against Weibo Gaming during the start of the playoffs as well. In the lower bracket, has been spamming Camille's, has been getting those engaged champions for FPX to be able to set up for team fights. And it has been the meta as well so far, alongside with the Hecarim. So now, Trace Esports, especially Weibo, has to step up.
Yeah, Weibo has been crowned to be the best jungler in CN during Season 0. During Horizon Cup, he was on a tear. But the recent patches and recent changes in the jungle really has shown that it's time to showcase a different side of things, right? All those scary junglers, the Aatroxes, not really as effective as it was before. So definitely something that we will closely monitor. Will Weibo this time be successful in setting up for his team?
Especially with a bit of extra weights this time around. Aatrox, you mentioned Yone as well, Nilla, all those carry junglers are now out of the table. Bye-bye indeed. And Trace Esports still maintaining relatively good stats prior towards the series, 60% on both Dragons and Heralds. That does affect their first tower as well. But FPX actually has been very successful on blue side. They might actually pick this one in the first game.
Yeah, Trace Esports, we all know what side has been chosen here by Trace Esports. They chose blue side, which is surprising since their win rate on the blue side is currently 0%.
True.
But if you look at it on the other side of the coin, FPX has a 100% win rate on the blue side. So yeah, makes a lot of sense. Now let's look into the head-to-head matchup between Chengdo7 and Weiba, where you're seeing that Weiba still has better numbers, right? KDA wise, kill participation wise, and even damage wise. But in being able to set up for the team, I really think that Chengdo7, even back into his EDG days, has really found his strength there.
And right now, the meta really shifts towards his side as well compared to Weibo, because Weibo likes to carry 4 trays. Esports likes picking up the Nilla, likes picking up something cheesy like a Dr. Mundo as well. But right now, it kind of just revolves around Camille, Vi, and Hecarim. So it's not really his preference. Chengdo7 definitely is coming towards smiling towards this match.
Yeah. Again, just the fact that Chengdo7 can make Camille work in the jungle is a revelation that there is a transition in terms of playstyle. But more to that later as we head over to the stage.
欢迎来到英雄联盟手游职业联赛 WLLA 的比赛现场，我是麦麦。今天是败者组第2轮的第2场比赛，由 FunPlus Phoenix 对阵 Trace Esports。在常规赛中惜败的 FunPlus Phoenix 这次能否在季后赛完成属于他们的复仇，而 Trace Esports 又能否及时的调整属于他们的状态，让我们在比赛中拭目以待。接下来，让我们欢迎 FunPlus Phoenix 以及 Trace Esports。Today is the second battle of the second round of the lower bracket with FunPlus Phoenix and Trace Esports. Can FunPlus Phoenix make a nice revenge, or Trace Esports can find their conditions? And let's see in the wild. Now, shout it out for FunPlus Phoenix and Trace Esports.
已经帮你们订好车票了，一会儿打完送你们回家。今天打完需要回家的票可以联系我们教练啊，他有会员，但是欧洲的自己买了啊。
It's a long version there on the side of that, and I wish we could understand it, but yeah, it is a different energy that they're showing right now. Very calm, very smooth. Unlike the other days where we have seen much more energy on the trash talk, much more aggressive. But it's okay. It's all with the playstyle. It's all in their activities for their games.
Does Crazy Apple understand them though? I think he does.
I asked him. He doesn't. Unfortunately.
Not the best news, I guess, but nonetheless, we are going over to the catwalk. The introduction of our starting 5, starting of course with our Baron laners. The Baron laner Lee Sao has been with Trace Esports for the longest time now. Has been, I would say, a consistent member. Does have the Fiora every once in a while. But really, one of the things why I believe that FPX has really started to showcase themselves and improve their gameplay to a point that they are now included in the playoffs is because of their roster additions on the top side of the map. Chengdo7 and Don128, very good.
Yeah, especially Don128 has been like a big wall against anyone that tries to gap this lane. He has been able to stand his ground and just maintain relatively good scaling all throughout the game. Loves spamming the Jax, loves spamming something like a Renekton oftentimes when the Jax is removed. And that creates like a safe lane already for FPX so that they can focus on the other lanes instead.
Exactly. Now let's talk about the mid laner, Corrin, going against KFL. Corrin has been around since League of Legends PC days, right? He's one of those players that has played with the legendary marksman from the CN in Uzi, right? So he played with him back in 2013. I believe that was the first title of Faker. He was playing mid lane Rise, Starhorn Royal Club. Still remember it back in the day, and this is really the biggest addition in my opinion to the side of Trace Esports, because now they have a veteran presence in the mid lane that can really shot call for the team. Has stabilized everything for Trace Esports to a point that in recent times, again during the regular season, they were so hot in the first few in their first few matches, surmounting like around 8 win streak if I'm not mistaken. So that's a hell of a thing to do.
He loves spamming the Akali, the Kassadin, and the Vladimir as well. So scaling champions definitely is going to be the name of the game here for their side. And for FPX, I think they are just going to be readying themselves towards this as well, because SkyFL does love the same champions as well. His Akali is always respected by anyone that tries to battle against him. And this is going to be a great matchup as well.
Yeah, originally, Sky has been a very good melee champion user. One of the champions that I really think he's very good at is the Jace. And Jace is, kind of a mix of both. But yeah, I just want to have myself corrected. It wasn't 8 win streak, it was 10 series win streak for Trace Esports. Only got stopped by surprise, OMG. So that was wait, what? Right? Like that was the most I don't know, puzzling way to end your win streak to start the season, losing to OMG. Their next loss was against Woohoo Gaming, and of course, as we move on, Wild Rift League Asia is just full of surprises, especially this season 2 or second season. But let's head over to the drafting phase.
Shen, Evelyn, some of the champions that we did discuss offline a while ago are going to be removed. Of course, the Akali of SkyFL is going to be respected in all of the games here for the series as well. Unless FPX does pressure a specific champion that will force Trace Esports to leave this Akali open.
Yeah, I was looking for potential counter picks in like the Kassadin, but FPX doesn't want to really deal with the Camille as well, right? Like, which to me has been a surprise. I really think the Camille has been a very good champion to have, especially for FPX. They kind of respected its power, and they will be banning, of course, the junglers that can really change the tides on the blue side, banning away the Evelyn. I wonder if the Hecarim will be banned away. Yeah, surely Hecarim is going to be banned away here, and no surprises here. Yuza, one of the best Ezreal users, will most likely get the first pick priority.
So we go towards the standard double ADC setup. Potential Corki being threatened here by Trace Esports as well. One of our more synergized combo in the Dragon Lane mid laner as well, especially because of the Manamune boost in this game. Ornn though is just going to be locked in for Trace Esports. Interesting.
Setting up team fights, Trace Esports wants to lock that down for attack. Meanwhile, for FPX, they do have lots of options to work with, right? Like they can get the Lucian, one of the best Dragon laner or mid laner that we have right now. But there's something about FPX that they kind of want to focus on team fighting. Don128 has been a very good Renekton user even back in the day. So this is kind of a not so surprising pick. Vladimir is also an option here, especially knowing that you can deny it from Corrin. If you can deny it from Corrin, it's always going to be a good thing.
The problem though is that Corrin can still pick up something like a Kassadin later on, since it's one of his favorite champions as well. However, it does pose a problem as well with regards to the too much late game potential of the Kassadin. It takes so long for it to be able to do something around the map. FPX accelerating though, underscaling so far. Ezreal being picked up, potentially the Corki as well, but Severe. Team fight.
Yeah, the Warrior Princess, I expected it to go to the hands of FPX, but this also sets up a potential Aatrox pick for Trace Esports, because again, if you have the Sivir plus the Ornn, that would allow for your jungler to have easy access to the back line. And speaking of which, Trace Esports still wants Weiba to play for the team, locking in the buy.
Especially because of that Weiba and tax synergy that we always see on Trace Esports teams, or Team 5 setup rather, is going to be much better on Trace Esports side, especially in an attempt to bully Don128 later on, because that has been the blueprint in the success of other teams against FPX. If Don128 is prevented from doing anything around the map, then FPX will have lesser options for team fights. Kaz is going to be picked up early pick as well for the jungler.
Yeah, which is kind of surprising. BO7 wants to fight fire with fire. One of the other. Wait, what? They're banning the Aatrox, believing that it will still be picked up by Lee Sao on the top side. Because again, whenever we see the Sivir and Ornn get picked up, oftentimes the Aatrox gets really unlocked. So I really think this is a very good ban to consider for FPX, but was kind of surprising though.
Ooh. Gragas gonna be picked up here. Yeah, Aatrox ban definitely suits here for Trace Esports. Because FPX just respecting the potential Baron lane pickup here, especially that they do have so much crowd control already. And Severe, of course, just amplifies Aatrox even more. That's scary.
Perfect pair on the hunt. Lots of move speed, lots of damage as well. But they are targeting the support. Trace Esports wants to minimize the impact Chow will have into the team. Alistar is also that one champion that I really think Chow is very good at. Corki being banned away here by FPX means that they will most likely have to revolve their play into what I would say a mid lane mage for Corrin, just to have that AP damage source. But for FPX, meanwhile, though, they can still go for the double marksman composition, having the Lucian and the Ezreal. Very good laning prowess, but they're shifting the tides and would go for an AP damage source and taking away a favorite of Corrin in the Vladimir.
Interesting. Vladimir. Just like what you mentioned a while ago. Because they banned away the Corki, because there is no Zoe already on the side of this game, then Vladimir can just have a better platform right now to scale up. But Kassadin's still available in case that Corrin wants to match the scaling of this Vladimir. They have relatively good early game champions in for the meantime as well. But Zeri being hovered, they're not pressured that much for this Vladimir pick. Looks like they want to scale.
No, the only question that we do have about this Zeri pickup is it like the pew pew AD carry damage, sustained DPS type of Zeri, or is it the Zeri that is focused on poking? Yeah, the AP Zeri that we have seen numerous times, right? I know. Alistar is going to get picked up here for Chow. And as expected, Lee Sao still has a default Fiora to go back to. You look at the approval ratings, right? Like 51% favors Trace Esports, 49 meanwhile on towards FPX. And I see the reason why. Although Trace Esports has been, or was from the upper bracket, just the fact that they got demolished 4-1 by their opponent makes you trust them even less now.
Yeah, they got dominated. They got destroyed by EDG. 4-1 score by EDG against Trace Esports. And I think some of the fans as well are rooting for FPX just because of how long the history has been for FPX and Trace Esports. Last season, Trace Esports towards the playoffs instead of FPX because FPX was down a single point even during the regular even if they won against them during the regular season, it doesn't matter. 1 point away and they weren't able to step into the playoffs. Now as they battle against them in the playoff, this is their time to finally get the revenge.
I know it's a very rich history between the two organizations, but believe it or not, as we enter game number 1, I will go out and predict that FunPlus Phoenix will still have what it takes to advance to the next round. I really think that patch 4.4D wasn't really the best for the junglers that carries their team, so it will be FPX and their well-rounded lineup getting the win, I believe, in this best of 7. How about you?
I've been a fan of Trace Esports ever since even last season. I've been rooting for them for such a long time, but I have to agree on you on this. I think FPX, especially with the patch right now, this definitely suits them. The composition that they have built as well is well rooted towards Sky being able to shine right now.
Yeah, Sky is that one mid laner that you can never discount. Don to it, also a very formidable Baron laner. Knows how to play the Renekton like the back of his hand. And like, it's a matchup that we've seen forever and ever. And every time that we see the Fiora go against the Renekton, if ever that there will be a 2v2, if you won't be able to time your riposte properly, it will be to the advantage of the Renekton. Well, we see there's I would say a small advantage that Trace Esports was able to get after getting the information as to where the jungler of FPX did start his camp. So that will definitely be an information that will just be, I would say, maximized by Trace Esports.
Additional information on FPX as well is that they kind of have the same blueprint or playstyle as EDG. They're very aggressive. Oftentimes, gets a little bit too aggressive and becomes reckless instead. But lately they have been patching it up, making it more stable as well as EDG. So it's like Trace Esports is going for a round 2 against EDG right now, or at least their little brother.
FPX, by the way, has set up a very good ganking opportunity for BO7 on the top side. You look at the wave, it's pushing in the favor of Lee Sao, which is something that you kind of want to do. Riposte being used here by Lee Sao means that there could be a potential visit. But guess what? Weiba on the Vi, still very quick to his feet, will not allow anything bad to happen to his Baron laner.
Yeah, already stepping up, already establishing some protection there in case that there is going to be a visit from BO7. It is just macro prowess from Trace Esports for now, protecting their top laner, allowing this Fjord to just continue to shine, while the other laners are just trying to scale up as well. Weiba getting caught there, but it's still fine.
Yeah, lots of wards being planted by Trace Esports has really given them good information so far. You look at the advantage, right? First to level 5 is Weiba. And you can see that at least in that regard, Vi has the advantage. Don128 continue to square off against Lee Sao, and this is also one of the things I believe has relegated the impact of the Renekton. Remember the day in where Renekton is almost an auto pick for everyone?
Yeah.
Oh, Dominus?
Yeah, Ignite as well, gonna be ticking. Grand Challenge as a response, the healers are just gonna be there, and Don128 has to step back.
It's a 3-minute ultimate that will still be available by the time that, you know, the 5-minute team fight happens, but Lee Sao going to wait for the Honey Fruit, will have the advantage there. Now, it will be up to Don128 to still control the wave. The wave is still in his favor, right? It's pushing towards his tower. And you look at the pathing of the jungler of Trace Esports, there is a potential that Weiba would go over to the top side and set up a tower dive, especially with the Dominance not being available. This Renekton is very vulnerable.
Yeah, very squishy as well. Without the ult, you can just be picked up very easily. Weiba's on the way already hiding.
I know.
Trying to bait Don128 to commit. If he uses a slice and dice, he is just gonna be taken down here.
Yeah, but Don128's again veteran leadership, patience, and I would say old age is showing.
He has so much history already being ganked.
I know.
He kinda smells the gank already.
From afar, right? Like, it's not that easy to gank a player that has a plethora of in-lane experience, especially going against, you know, the best junglers in the world. So wisely, it is just about Don128 recognizing there's something amiss, and will just be recalling. Back to my point earlier, right? Renekton was basically the #1 pick in the Baron lane, but I really think that the changes on towards the Brutes allow.
That is a lot of damage, to be honest.
Yeah, Hemo play plus Ignite. That should be enough.
No. Yeah, that's gonna be first blood. FPX gets it.
Yeah, even Exhaust was used by Yuza. I don't think it was enough, and the Hemoplague plus the Ignite gets the first blood. A bonus skill, so to speak, in BO7 setting it all up.
Still not gonna be coming through. Weiba still gets it. But top lane, a dive commencing, and again, no escape tools this time around for the Zeri. Second kill for FPX.
OnePlus Phoenix really starting this game #1 on a tear, just in time for the 5-minute objectives to spawn up. Don128 is getting cornered right now.
Yeah, he's trapped, and everything is just gonna be used.
Wait!
Is he gonna be able to escape?
Okay.
Yeah, doesn't. But that's a lot of ults already invested by Trace Esports.
And also, FPX has started to get some tower plates on the top side. One of the best scaling marksmen that we have in the game, Yuza, getting lots of resources. And again, with the priority on the Rift Herald, expected the mid lane will be opened up. So that will be 2 towers for 0 for Trace Esports. Or for 1 dragon, I guess.
Yeah. Tower without anything, any structured trades just yet for Trace Esports. Lee Sao trying to get something in the bottom lane, but unable to get anything as well. They haven't used the Rift Herald just yet, so FPX can still use it in the mid lane.
I know.
As they poke them out and then get a second tower.
I know, it's a very easy execution altogether. They're setting up Kong, actually it was Kong, not Yuza. Kong being allowed this much resources, right? Like solo gold on the top side, getting full plates, and again with the Red Herald's still available. I wonder if FPX would commit and place the Red Herald here on towards the bot lane. But this looks like that their target will still be the mid lane. But you know what is confusing to me right now is the Ezreal and the Alistar should be in the mid lane, right? Like if they want to take this down, they need the marksman to get that pressure in. Sky playing with fire against Yuza, but there are 3 members here.
Spawning the Rift Herald, getting some damage done here on the wave as well. Yusa has to back away.
Dawn.
Dawn 128 is in the vicinity. Exhaust gonna be coming through. The engage.
Team of
the
Plague
Hemo Plague,
Ignite.
and again, cool guys don't do like explosions. Yusa's just gonna die, and FPX has 1 kill and a tower.
That's the second time SkyFL went for the combo of Ignite Team of Plague to its full potential. That's 2 kills for the Vladimir that continues to be a problem for Trace Esports. What we expected was that the mid lane tower will go down, and that indeed was what happened. But lost in all that chaos was a lane kill. I believe it was Kong getting caught out of position. This Ezreal, even with 1.5k ahead, got ganked by Trace Esports. Let's look into that replay, see what happened there. Ooh, man. Okay, yeah.
Overextended, got hit too much, and just fell down.
Yeah, and Korn's recognition that it's a very vulnerable Ezreal was a beauty, right? Like that's when you know he's been around for the longest time. And even on a scaling champion like the Zeri, he can still make his presence felt. As we look into the tower plates that was farmed here by both this squads, 2 tower plates to 8 tower plates of FPX is the reason why we are looking and witnessing at a 3.5k gold lead advantage in the favor of FPX.
7.3 as well on SkyFL. This guy is already online. Even if he's just using a late game scaling champion, we see the damage already. They feel the damage as well. And Trace Esports are just going to be shivering in fear a lot more later.
Yeah, the Hemo Plague being used as an assassination tool rather than a team fighting tool in the early stages is a pleasure to watch so far for FPX. Looking at the items, it does look like that they went for the double AD. Zeri is not going to be the poke Zeri that we often see. Now, on the top side though, with Lisa getting a small advantage, and again, the longer this game goes, the harder it is for the Renekton to at least challenge one side of the map, so that will always be a win condition for Trace Esports. But nonetheless, when it comes to team fighting though, I really favor the Renekton a lot beefier, right? Especially in the mid game stages. So for FPX, their next goal is to prevent for the second dragon to join Trace Esports. If they are successful in doing so, one of the win conditions that Trace Esports wants to play around, which is a Dragon Soul, will be negated easily. So if you're FPX and if you're a fan by them, you kind of want to set a team fight around the dragon in the 10 minutes of this game, and set up a team fight when you are this ahead.
And you also want to get the bottom side tier 1 tower of Trace Esports so that you will have more space to go around the red side jungle here of Weiba. So far, it's still intact, and good job for Trace Esports for being able to successfully defend it as well. But FPX, regardless of the situation, they can still work around setting vision on the bottom side river. Top side is going to be pushed here by Lisa, though, pressuring for a push. However, it's not going to stop FPX. They still take the dragon.
Yeah, they get the second dragon, denying any potential Dragon Soul, but immediately Trace Esports recognized now is not the time for us to fight. And they went for a trade, getting the tower on the top side, some resources here and there. There is a potential engage by Tak, calling the Ornhorn, but not yet, not in the meantime, especially with no knowledge whatsoever as to where the other members of FPX are. The safer play for them to just defend this tower here in the bot lane. But then again, you look into the situation of this game, Kiyoung, and FPX really has done their homework, winning the early game and basically translating it into objective wins as well. I also have noticed that I believe it's been like forever since we've seen a blue Ezreal.
Yeah, it was attempted last week, however, not successful. This might be the first successful blue Ezreal so far.
I know, and for the viewers that are wondering what we were referring to as a blue Ezreal, it's the Ezreal that goes for the Manamune plus IBG, Iceborne Gauntlet, which allows for you to have a decent amount of armor as well, and utility slows and all that. I would say, if you don't have what it takes to, I would say, survive all those all-ins coming from the Vi, having the IBG is a very good item to have, at least for some armors and survivability as well.
Yeah.
But in terms of damage, of course, the Trinity Force is a whole lot better.
The classic Blue Ezreal from
Blue Ezreal.
from League of Legends early seasons as well. If you
Season
recognize that name,
5?
then you are
Yeah.
you are the same age as us.
Still here, I guess.
Still here.
Still here, yeah. The new music video released by League of Legends PC featuring the OG champions, but let's talk about that later as we look at Kong and Shingo7 going all in.
Nice charge, gonna be reacted here by Tracy Esports. I think they have to fall back, but Call of the Forge God is gonna be called in. FPX is staying here.
Yeah, that's a flash by Kong though. And Chao hasn't even used his Unstoppable. They want to go in.
Ooh, the flash gonna be initiated. Sky as well onto the backside. Yusa is already dead here right now, just waiting for the tick. The Vladimir will take him down.
This Vladimir by FPX is starting to become a problem for Trace Esports.
Yeah.
There's still a chance for a 50-50, but there are no ultimates for Trace Esports to work with.
They don't have weapons anymore to use against FPX, and this Baron's just gonna be taken down. Wave as
Easy.
well, just too far away. The rest will back away as well.
Yeah, having the Alistar to be that guard is what is allowing FPX to go for a very convincing play, clean play around the Baron pit. That's the Baron buff joining their squad. And a 3-lane push will soon commence. Again, Chao, very good on the Alistar. Not sure why the Gragas was banned when the Alistar was left open. This is, I believe, the best champion of Chao. And it does look like the FPX is not going to stop anytime soon with their push already commencing.
And it has been such a clean game for FPX. Race Esports cannot react accordingly, cannot defend that much against FPX. They're losing towers, they're losing structures, and gold lead keeps on rising for FPX.
I know, Kong will most likely get another tower for FPX here in the mid lane. And we still have half duration on the Baron. Oh!
They turn, they engage, and no one's gonna be surviving here if they stay. They have to give this tower away. The inhibitor tower will just get taken down. They still have two cannon. Weba almost got taken out there. Top side is just gonna be pushed. Lisa is too far forward, but they call in the Forge God.
Don one to win.
Into the Assault Empathy gonna be used. FPX still will continue to fight, but they have to back away. Give respect towards Race Esports. They continue on the onslaught. Don to 1 to 8 will get taken down. FPX loses 2, but it got so much structures.
Yeah, Trace Esports though, with the call to go in there, was, I believe, was super clutch, right? FPX was already running away with things, and had it been that the 2 inhibitor towers was destroyed without anything in return, that could have been very problematic for Trace Esports, but at least they were able to make something out of nothing. And look at the prize, right? That's the Infernal Dragon potentially joining Trace Esports.
Not sure. They want to contest. Rhythmic Frost is going to be coming through. Korn is a little bit low already, but at least they got the crown. They are still continuing. Wave on, Shingo7 is in the vicinity. No Steel gonna be coming through. FPX still wants to fight. Teleport incoming. Shingo7 chasing Yosa. Here, Dawn 1 to 8 as well, popping the Dominus. He wants to flash in. The Ruthless Predator and Yosa just gonna fall. FPX gets 1 kill in trade for the Dragon.
Yeah, Trace Esports was at least able to get that scaling dragon to their squad, but that 1% disadvantage could allow FPX to just finally end this all. Trace Esports with 3% available. Oh, what a catch once again. Chao doing God's work.
Yeah, alley-oop towards the teammates as Korn stasis is used, but the base is wide open. FPX will just run it down and take game number 1.
All the believers of FPX is rising up, and for good reasons. That was a complete domination from Von plus Phoenix.
Complete domination indeed. A clean game. We haven't seen any signs of life on the side of Trace Esports. This is very uncommon to see on this team because this is a team that dominated during the regular season. However, right now, we see them struggling instead.
Trace Esports was not able to go for the late game that they wanted. The double marksman composition takes a whole lot of time for them to scale up. And although, you know, the idea of them retaliating, getting the 2 kills on the top side was good, you know, in the latter stages of the game, it just showed one thing for certain. If you allow FPX, if you allow CN teams enough breathing space, enough gold separation, none of those come from behind wins will happen, right? Like we saw miraculous come from behind wins happen in the APAC conference, but in CN conference, they are going to shut down the door and will just leave you out to dry.
Dude, Chow did more damage than Weiba. That's how much this game has been so sad for Trace Esports. And yeah, we feel as well the struggle right now of Trace Esports. It's because of the new patch. It's because he is just being hindered right now to pop off because they can't use any of those carry champions.
I know, it's Weiba have had a very huge success on the Vi. Don't get us wrong, right? Like he's picked this champion for like forever. Numerous times have we seen him play this champion, but BO7 and company was still able to play around this guy, Sky FL. I really think Sky was the primary reason why FPX was so confident in their early stages. Those Hemoplague's Ignite Bomb that he went on to cast onto Yuza or onto Korn was a beauty to watch. So FPX, actually no, for Trace Esports, it is on their responsibility to deny this Vladimir from Sky, because that was just a beautiful display of how to use this Crimson Vampire.
Imagine you're already forced to ban away the Akali, and then now you have to ban away one more champion, which is the Vladimir. Sky getting the MVP. Everyone explodes, and he's a cool guy. He doesn't look at the explosions anymore.
Hemoplague Bomb coming from far away. 3-0 and 3 KDA. Perfect KDA for Sky. And there was no team fight whatsoever, right? Like it was just clean picking one at a time. Getting the Baron was pretty much what was needed. And again, 1-0 in the favor of FPX.
And you mentioned it, big responsibility to Trace Esports to come back in the next game. Let's see if they will do it. We'll just go in a short break and we'll be back later on.
I will not be restrained. My potential is limitless.
Feel the thorns embrace. Death is in bloom.
Game number 1 has been a one-sided beatdown by FPX against Trace Esports and one step closer to getting that 4-point lead or a win for the series and moving towards the next round. However, Trace Esports still has a lot of chance. Let's see if they're gonna bounce back.
Yeah, Trace Esports is basically a shadow of their former selves. The team that we've seen as one of the cleanest during the regular stages, showing some glaring weaknesses, especially in the early game against FPX, no less. But I really think that that would change soon, especially the fact that, you know, the Vladimir can just get taken away here by Trace Esports to prevent Sky in picking that champion up. But I'm really excited to see what will be the adjustments on both sides. Who's going to be on the blue side this time? Trace Esports will still be on the blue.
So the question we have right now on our minds is that, are they gonna ban away the Vladimir? And if they do, which one will they let go?
Possibly just take it away from FPX, right? If we remember right, Shingdo 7 and Don 128, when they were allowed to go for the first 2 picks for FPX, they went for the Ezreal. And who was it again? Renekton, right? Renekton Ezreal were the first 2 picks for FPX. And I don't see them changing anytime soon. I really think that Renekton is that one champion that Don 128 has perfected in playing. So,
Yes, too much experience on it as well, alongside with Jax. So unless they ban both of them, he's just gonna be keeping on spamming those 2 champions if ever. Trace Esports did hover the did they hover a while ago? Maybe it was
Ornn.
Ezreal, or the hover the Ezreal but picked up
and
the
then
Ornn.
switched over to Ornn. Yes, exactly. And similar play this time around for Trace Esports. They still want to prioritize the team fighting that Ornn does bring into the table. All those team fighting composition can easily get negated if you are facing a 5k deficit so early at FPX. No surprises here. If I'm the coaching staff, or if I'm one of the coaching staff of FPX, I would not fix what is not broken. So going for the Renekton early for Don 128 and getting the Ezreal is one of the recipe of success for FPX. Well, we kind of anticipated this to happen, right? Like, you take away the Vladimir, make sure that SkyFL won't be able to do the same thing to you 2 games in a row.
Yeah. This time it's Scorn's time to shine, if ever he's going to be allowed to as well by FPX, because we cannot deny the fact that FPX will remain aggressive from minute 1. And they have secured so many kills prior to the 5-minute mark objective taking. They have taken 2 towers as well along the way. Sky going for his second favorite champion. If it's not the Vladimir and the Akali's banned away, he goes with the
direct counter to the Vladimir as well, right? Like, this is FPX's response. I was expecting at least a Lucian pickup, because that's one way to control the Vladimir, especially during the laning phase, right? Allowing yourself to have multiple winning lanes basically would allow you to control the jungler of the opposing side, right? Like, Trace Esports did very good in the early stages in planting vision around the area, but again, for FPX, as you did say, this is one of their favorite champions for SkyFL, the second most picked champion in the Kassadin. So yeah, it's definitely going to be different from game number 1, because we have to wait for the Kassadin to scale up.
It does take a lot of time. Ezreal as well being picked up is
Double scaling, right?
double scaling. Vi removed this time around for Wei, but man, this guy is already struggling, and you remove one more champion for him, he's just gonna be having a much harder time this game.
Yeah, I wonder what will be the pickup here for Weibo. Because if they want team fighting, Shyvana is actually an option, but the last time that Shyvana got picked up, got easily destroyed. What other options do we have for Weibo in the jungle? Wukong used to be one of his favorites, right? But that's no longer a thing in the jungle anymore, especially with the recent changes. I kind of miss Wukong though, because all those cyclones really set up a lot of very good team fights. Wow, Chengdo 7.
Just flexing at this point. FPX staying true to their form, maintaining aggression and their composition, and just manifesting it as well on the game.
And this makes a lot of sense. Going for the Lee Sin pickup here for Chengdo 7 at least allows them to have an early game presence in the Renekton and Lee Sin. We have to remember that Kassadin and Ezreal needs time to really be fully online. So if in case that we will see a 5-minute team fight, the Renekton and the Lee Sin should do very well. Lee Sao will still get his hands on the Fiora, so they need some utility coming in from Weibo. What champion provides utility?
Ooh, they
does look like it's going to be Shyvana, right? Like, this is what they picked against ADG, game number 3, if I'm not mistaken. There were also wins from the Shyvana for Weibo back in the regular season. Can set up team fights, with the Dragon's Descent, but if you are able to control a Shyvana, especially during the early stages, she basically becomes a power, a diving champion that does not have any way to escape harm's way, right? Like, Shyvana goes for a Dragon's Descent, and that's it. No utility whatsoever to escape. Exactly.
Trace Esports has to really step up in this game. So many scaling champions, the Fiora, even the Shyvana, the Vladimir, the Severe, does take so much time to scale up, but it's, again, it can be necessary to match the scaling part of FPX as well. However, they have to withstand the early storms first.
I really think that Nautilus would have been better, a lot better, than the Shyvana, right? At least in the early stages. Because Shyvana's ganking presence pre-level 5 is 0.
0.
Right, yeah. Compared to the Lee Sin, if it will ever be an early jungle invade, disrupting the tempo of the Shyvana, it's all about FPX as to how they will be playing this one out. But mainly in the early stages of this game, they have the advantage in the jungle.
They basically have control in the early game already. Let's see if Trace Esports is going to be able to take the control back on their side, or will it just be another repeat of game number 1? Because this comp is really scary from FPX. The Lee Sin, the Renekton topside-centric fights definitely can happen here for FPX, and Don already has shown how stable he is despite all of the ganks of Trace Esports a while ago. It was not successful at all. This time, he can set up for himself.
Yeah. One of the things that is very strong whenever you play the Shyvana is that the clear speed, jungle clear speed of the Shyvana is like second to none, right? At one point, he's the fastest to clear the jungle camps. But looking at the pattern here by Chengdo 7, potential jungle invade to get the blue buff here by Weibo after clearing the red side of his map, because that's basically the rule, right? Like, you play on the map side that you feel you will have the early game advantage, and the Renekton going against the Fiora should at least provide you some insurance that if in case that it will be a 2v2, you will have the necessary advantage. And Chengdo 7 isn't spotted yet, right? Like, it's very different from game number 1 in where Trace Esports had the opportunity to get to know as to where Chengdo 7 started.
A good thing that Lee Sao is still just handling his lane as well against the Renekton here of Dawn 128, because bot side we see already pokes coming in. Yusa and Tap are struggling. No invades coming through from Chengdo 7. That's interesting. He did get spotted out as well from a ward, so props to Trace Esports. They can now start to track him.
Oh man, this bully system by Kong and Chao. I wonder what happened to let's mention it. Juju. Juju has been a very good dragon laner for Trace Esports, but for some reason Yuza. Oh, okay, Chao. that was a boss moment if I've ever seen one, right? Like just walking up, and now Kong will be awarded up 2 tower plates here in the bottom lane just from the presence of Shengdo 7.
Oh man, that's already a big struggle here by Trace Esports. Losing so many plates in the bottom lane tower. Mid lane can be next as well, as Sky can be helped out by Shengdo 7. Or top side. They have so many options here on the side of FPX, and that's the luxury they have since they do have the Lee Sin.
Yeah, Sivir is really not the best laning champion as well, right? And it shows. FPX was able to dominate the laning phase here in the bottom lane. They also was able to spot out the jungler of Trace Esports, meaning to say that Don128 can still play his thing on the top side. This is Wild Rift in a nutshell, right? You get the information as to where the jungler is. That just means that you will have more freedom to work your pressure. And Don128 is no stranger of dominating one side of the map intellectually. And yeah, it shows, right? Like this Renekton is not going to suffer any glaring defeat on the top side.
Yeah, Don128, you know, especially that it's one of his favorite champions. He did have a solid performance a while ago in game number 1. Mid lane is just a farming fest here for Corn in SkyFL, and it will be the same way for at least 10 more minutes.
Oh, he spotted. Very good warning from FPX. We'll be able to spot out Weiba. Yeah, in the jungle, in his own jungle, but he's very fast in clearing all those camps. That's one of the strengths of the of the Shyvana. The Shengdo 7 is trying to plan something. Oh, domination.
Grand challenge as a response. Lee Sao healing up for a bit. Does have the extra healing now, and Don128 will just fall back. Just a bit of a banter between these two.
Yeah, that 3 minute and 30 ultimate being traded on the top side just means that, and again, it's recognizing your timing. When can you use your ultimate just in time for a potential team fight at around 5 minute mark? It's around 3 minutes and 3 minutes and 30, right? And Don128 is still continuing the pressure against Lee Sao, making sure that on the top side, his wave will be pushing in, and he will be able to spot out Weiba once again. No ganks whatsoever, and you kind of feel worried for FPX, because oftentimes, you know, with the Lee Sin, you should have the early game advantage, but playing it slow and playing it in a very good defensive manner is Trace Esports.
Trace Esports going for scaling. They're not letting the pressure get into their heads so far. 5 minute mark is going to be a big problem though. I think they have to give an objective away, might be even both of the objectives, just to be safe, because once FPX gets their early game advantage through the kills, it doesn't stop. It just doesn't.
Yeah, similar to game number 1. If they win their into Don128, very good trading once again. Baiting the riposte for a potential rootless predator, and Shengdo 7 is already set up in getting another Rift Herald for his squad. Will also be spotting Weiba here. Oh, this could be a potential 5v5, but with Chao being here, the hero's entrance could play a pivotal role.
It's a big role here for this team fight. Don128 going with a 1v1. Chao as well. Just gonna be going in as well. The Shield of Duran actually working top side. Lee Sao about to be taken down. Kong as well being engaged. Hero's entrance gonna be defending him. The Fiora now is gonna be taken down. Chao as well just exiting the path. A 1-for-1 trade. Trace Esports now goes towards the Herald. I think they have to back away. The Shengdo 7 is here.
Yeah, Shengdo 7 still here. Weiba also is alive. So it's going to be a 50-50. Can he sell it? No steal whatsoever. FPX definitely on the losing end of that trade, because now Trace Esports can still set up a dragon takedown. Not the best though, or I don't think it will be possible, because again, a Shyvana that does not have the Dragon's Descent is basically not the same champion. So Shengdo 7 will have the luxury to still take this without any contest. So it's a 1-for-1 objective. Rift Herald goes over to Trace Esports, and more importantly, FPX was able to get a free tower in the bottom lane.
Yeah, Don128 as well, getting 2-3 tower plays in the top lane as well.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Right. Let's look at that replay once again. Don128 and Shengdo 7 wanted to target down Lee Sao, and for some reason, Lee Sao is super overextended. was able to buy a lot of time just by casting the riposte and the barrier. So in return, FPX did suffer a loss. His jungler, their Dragon Laner went down, but Dawn?
Yeah, just overextended this time. The Sonic Wave does connection. Does 7 gets a kill on the Vladimir. In fact, lives. Not really the best trade, I think, as FPX now can still just continue on the push.
At the top side of FPX, doing work for them. And now, Dawn 128. Oh, I really think that Ruthless Predator was targeted over to the tower. Should have been targeted to the tower for that extra tower play, but as you said it best, it's dominance on the top side, and FPX is still in control of the game.
They're chasing the Cassin down, but it's still the early game. They will be able to pin him out.
Yeah.
That's so much utilities thrown out just to get that one kill. Ooh, that was close.
Oh, good dodge. Oh, good dodge. And wait, Chao flashed in.
Yeah.
Is that a hex flash? Is that a hex flash?
I think so. I think it was. I wasn't able to catch the early parts of that flash, but we.
But he flashed in, right? I think what his goal was to target the eye of the Herald to try to cancel out the Rift Herald from slamming in, but hard to do it, especially with the recent changes.
Good
on the Rift Herald. Yeah, good try though. Nice try overall.
NT.
FPX over on the top side, still pretty much in control, and you're seeing right now Dominus getting popped.
Yeah, Wave as well is here. Dawn 128 will continue again just on this dominance. Everyone is here on the side of Race Esports. Recall cancel by Shingo 7. It's basically bullying at this point. Chao as well going towards stack, gets 2 taunts on their side as well, as FPX just continues to push in the mid lane.
And just as long as Weba's Dragon's Descent is not available, that means that FPX can be super confident that they will win any team fight. Weba now has access to the Dragon's Descent, but this is one of the things that you can do against the Shyvana, right? The Shyvana, if you see that the red bar isn't there on top of her head, just go in and challenge them over and over again, because basically without that Dragon's Descent, he's nothing.
And he used the Dragon's Descent already. That means that it's a ticking timer, and later on he's basically just gonna be useless again.
Yeah, and well, I think he will have enough time for it to be available come the second Dragon of the game. But then again, if you look at the composition of FPX, the Galio pickup was a genius pick overall against the Shyvana, because what the Shyvana wants to do is to enter a team fight using the Dragon's Descent. As long as he can cast the Dragon's Descent as to whoever he engaged on, it's so hard for the Shyvana to do a thing.
You have to be much more prepared than the other junglers as well. It takes so much preparation, to be honest. And Weba, well, so far he's doing a really good job. He was able to at least get the initial objectives a while ago, not really translating in much structures yet for Trace. So they're still down 3.7, just like game number 1, and FPX is just waiting for an opportunity to just increase it further now.
Yeah. And whenever you see Weva being spotted without any Dragon's Descent, as you said it best, right? It's go time. You will have access to the Dragon's Descent just in time for this Dragon to spawn up, but again, you have to credit FPX. They've been on a very good side of controlling things, already 3.5k ahead on a double scaling composition, right? This Kassadin isn't even level 13 yet, and even Kong takes a while before he scales up on the Ezreal. But again, you just have to credit FPX and their play altogether.
They're just waiting for this Kassadin to reach level 13. 2 items already. Setups Embrace and the Crown as well picked up just to be able to be safe in the backside, or when he goes in as well. Kong was able to at least Arcane Shift out when the charge was used by Ta. They're prepping for this Dragon.
You're looking at the position of Sky, has the perfect angle to go for a flank. And if you're Yuza on the server, although you have the On the Hunt and the Spout Shield, you don't really have the best mobility in the game, and he can just easily explode in the hands of Sky.
Gord! You're too far forward, and he just gets immediately deleted. Now numbers advantage here for FPX. This basically is their Dragon now, unless Trace Esports are gonna risk it.
Man.
They don't, and they just give this Dragon away.
I was talking about Yuza, but Korn was the first one to show the bad side of rotation, and FPX not it done. Going in some. Oh, Lee's out. Is that?
He's caught. Ignite is sticking. They're trying to blow it off and was
okay.
successful at it as well, but that was too close. The traps of FPX are too many.
And there's it. Oh man, Trace Esports. Now within. We did predict that FPX would win, especially with the challenges that was presented to the carry junglers that we have in the league so far, right? But not in this manner.
Not
Like
like
this
this.
is just one-sided beatdown. And we're looking at how it all started with a pickoff onto Korn, just using the Dragon's Rage shutdown and crowd control to layer all those damage, not allowing Korn to even use his pool.
Yeah. Not allowed to use a single skill. That's how perfect the play was for both Lee Sin and the Castle, and everything was used in a single second, and he dropped dead immediately.
And now FPX has the Dragons, has the gold lead to pressure this Baron takedown. The only thing stopping them from taking this Baron or threatening this Baron is... Oh! Chow!
Oh, nothing is stopping them at this point. In engaging, they take the dragon down.
Zero jungler.
Zero jungler, and FPX does have perfect access right now to threaten for the Baron. That's gonna be engaging a little bit there. Korn as well is here with the crown still going in with the Proto Bell. Damaging. That's a lot of damage Kong has been taking already, but Korn has to walk away. They have to give this Baron already, or else FPX just going to be engaging. They have the spite, they have the takedown on the objective, and now they turn here onto the members of Trace Esports. Guys were just waiting for an opportunity to go in with the flash, and immediately everyone pops up. Yusei saw last one to survive, but only to tell the tale that the rest are dead.
Sky FL waited for the perfect opportunity. Doesn't have the Hemoplague bomb anymore, but this is just as deadly. That Kassadin blow-up moment from FPX, and they are again in a one-sided beatdown, having to target Weiba once again here. Chow has no mercy whatsoever against the jungler in Weiba.
They're giving him a nightmare at this point. He just wants to wake up. But it is not a dream, this is reality. And FPX is giving them a one-sided beatdown again on game number 2.
Yeah, the Baron push continues. Top side will get destroyed. 3 cannon minions here in the bottom lane, and FPX is not stopping anytime soon.
They're taking all the structures away. They're taking all the champions down. Call of Support shot gonna be used here. Chow is also very low. He might just get traded out. But the Nexus is exposed. FPX is basically sprinting at this point. We're going to game number 3 and 2-point lead for FPX.
Wow. Scoreless still is Trace Esports on the blue side. We looked at the stats. On the blue side, Trace Esports had a 0-3 record the last time out. And now, starting the series, both on the blue side, both on losses, has to signal one thing needs to change, Kiyoung. They need to flex on the red side because it just allows FPX a lot of avenues to play them in the draft and not allowing them to have any answer whatsoever. I really think that the priority on the on the Shyvana by Weiba was really not going to work, right? Like, that last pickup on the Galio basically countered the very existence of the Shyvana. And plus, going against the Lee Sin, it's not going to be a good time in the early stages of the game. FPX, very well coordinated draft, but more than the draft, it's all about the execution. And so far, they're outplaying and out-macroing Trace Esports.
They're destroying Trace Esports at this point. It's a faster game as well, because a while ago it reached towards 15.5 minutes. This one is a lot shorter. I believe it ended at like 14 minutes, and Trace Esports wasn't able to do anything. They weren't able to prolong the game enough for the Fiora, the Shyvana, the Vladimir, and the Severe to pop off. And FPX just gave them a one hell of a beatdown here. Weiba again just struggling. Chow still has more damage than him in the second game.
Oh man, on the Shyvana, not a good sign whatsoever. They control the top side. Dawn 128 is a menace to face against. If you are playing the Fiora especially, right, like, you will need items for you to impose a challenge on towards the Renekton. And Dawn 128 is not going to get ganked anytime soon, especially with the Shyvana being only accessible or being only threatening if he has the Dragon's Descent. What a way to control the team fights, what a way to control the game, your FPX. In fact, you know, if I'm going to choose an MVP for this game, I have to choose Shingdo 7. Shingdo 7 was able to spot what was needed of the picks that was needed by FPX to really just open up the game.
And I love that FPX as well is not any more reckless. They're still very aggressive, but much more calculated this time around. They're the ones setting traps. Shingdo 7 is the one leading as well. Like what you mentioned, it is very deserving of the MVP. Sky as well was even involved in some of their ganks. And yeah, he's gonna get it. He definitely deserves it.
That recent play by Shingdo 7, although not getting the most damage in the game, his damage was on towards the mental of Uweba and Trace Esports, and that's a 2-0 in the span of 13 minutes. Gayang, I believe, you know, the game duration for both games 1 and 2 combined is less than 30 minutes. That's how fast they've been executing plays one after another.
And it's just gonna get faster and faster unless Trace Esports does something better in the next game. We'll just go into a short break. Autolus and I will be back.
Feel the thorns embrace. Death is in bloom. None will escape my grasp.
This will be quite the deadly spectacle. My home is in the cosmos, amongst my stars.
Oh man, so many things are happening here right now for Trace Esports, and FPX is loving every single bit of it. Now they're ahead 2-0 in the series and 2 more wins away from winning against Trace Esports.
Pretty much a one-sided affair in those 2 games, and something has to change, and the most evident change that we are going to witness is the switch of sides. This time, Trace Esports will be on the red side and would have a lot more flexibility going for the counter picks, because in game number 2, they tried to surprise their opponents by going for the Shyvana, who was easily denied by the Galio pickup.
Yeah, and Hueva wasn't allowed to just do anything in that game. I kind of feel sad for him already, and that's the thing right now in the meta. You really have to be able to adjust with the patch updates, and so far we're not seeing any adaptation from the side of Trace Esports. Is basically the same experience that they've had against EDG, probably much worse.
And there's also another change, another switch up that is going to be fully utilized here by Trace Esports. For some reason, again, we don't have any information whatsoever, but their original starting Dragon Laner in Juju hasn't been playing in the playoff stage. Yuza has been playing for Trace Esports, played Sever twice in a row, got outlaned by the Ezreal Galio combo in game number 2. And even in game number 1, the Sever was pretty much non-impactful, right? Now, Trace Esports is bringing in a substitute Dragon Laner and is going for Yuri, which we last saw play for Rare Atom.
Oh man,
that was a long time ago.
That was he didn't play at all in the entire season 2. This will be his debut on the side of Trace Esports after being transferred from Rare Atom. Oh, this is tough. This is rough, and this is very risky.
Yeah, I was trying to remember if Yuri played in the Dragon Lane back when they were playing, or back when he was playing for Rare Atom. I can confirm that bit in a very quick manner, but I remember Yuri has a very good Varus. That's one of the champions that he used to play back then, so no surprise if that gets prioritized. And I really think the Varus, similar to how Golden Kite was playing the champion, is still a very good option to have.
Maybe he can use the Varus again, similar to how he performed as well against Woohoo Gaming during that time, or pick up something like a Ziggs, just like the other teams that did try out the Ziggs during this patch as well. However, again, we cannot deny how risky this move is on the side of Trace Esports. It is well intended, it is for good intention, but the execution again is going to be a lot more complicated than it used to be, since this is his first time participating in this Wild Rift League Asia Season 2 as a player for the Dragon Lane of Trace Esports. Not Juju, not Yosa, and again, just that just complicates things here for Trace Esports.
If they end up winning, do you think we can use Yuri's revenge as a theme?
I got it. I love it.
Yeah, but that's going to be so hard though, right? Like, one thing that I know and I just confirmed is that yes, he used to play the Dragon Lane for Rare Atom. And again, as I really remembered, or one of the champions I really remembered back in the day that Yuri was so good at was playing the Varus, right? Like his poke Varus back in the day was good enough in my eyes, in my opinion. But this is a different stage to play on, which is really confusing to us both, right? Like, where is Juju? Juju used to win a lot of games for Trace Esports back in the regular season, but where is he?
Where is he is the biggest question we have right now. And will Yuri be able to be helpful here on the side of Trace Esports when they need help the most in securing that win? We're having a bit of a delay as well in the game start, but rest assured we are going to resume immediately once the problem has been addressed and once all the players are ready for the game as well.
Yeah. I was looking at the player cams and I saw one person in high spirits. He was laughing all throughout. And I really think he was part of FPX because there no reason for you to be in high spirits if you are from Trace Esports, especially with the dropping that happened in games 1 and 2. BO7 still very calm, cool, and collected type of guy, right? He's that one. He gives me that big bro vibes, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, BO7.
FPX definitely is so comfortable with what the situation is for them right now. In this series, they haven't made any big mistakes just yet. Just some minor mistakes, getting killed a little bit during the laning phase. Kong getting ganked a couple of times during game 1, but it doesn't affect the output, the end. The conclusion is still FPX getting their win. Now transitioning towards blue side, since Trace Esports did pick red side for this game as a change. Let's see if it's gonna change the outcome of this game as well.
Yeah, that's the goal for Trace Esports and their fans as well. But they are going to ban the Camille, which is a very good champion for FPX the last series out. Does appear that they're not going to change things up and will still prioritize potentially a Renekton pickup for Don 128, allowing Trace Esports to go for 2 power picks. Let's see though.
And I have a theory. It might just be because they want to prioritize getting the Ezreal for Kong, and Don 128 as well getting either a Renekton or a Jax in the Baron lane, so they're going to be fine giving up the Camille, since BO7 and Don 128 that basically has a vast champion pool that they've mastered already as well.
Hecarim is open. Trace Esports will be forced to ban away the Hecarim. Surely, right? Like, that's one of the champions that is pretty much effective at any point in the game. Early game, mid game, late game. Does have enough sustain and tankiness as well. Not going to get banned, and FPX will most likely go for a Hecarim priority for BO7.
Yeah, it's a must. It's the best route here for FPX. No hesitations whatsoever. They leave the Ezreal first. If ever Trace Esports is gonna get that is the question. If Yuri is going to be much more comfortable,
they need to get the Renekton.
They have to.
Yeah, because if Renekton gets left open and we have a pairing of Renekton and Hecarim on the top side, it's just too strong of a combo for FPX, and this is very well thought of a plan for Trace Esports. They're going to borrow the first 2 picks that FPX was playing for games 1 and 2, prioritizing the Renekton and the Ezreal at the same time.
But it's still okay for FPX because they can get the Aatrox and later on threaten for a severe Sona, which is going to be so problematic here.
Oh man, surely, right? Like just allowing Don 128 all the utilities that is needed by him to pop off. But SkyFL will not hesitate to pick up the Crimson Mage here in the mid lane. The Vladimir gets locked in. This is the second time that we are going to see SkyFL play. Oh, the Vladimir in the mid lane. Now, Trace Esports is setting something spicy, right? Like they want potentially Weba to carry in the jungle just by allowing him to play the Yone. But the last time out, Trace Esports did try to play the Yone. It was into the hands of Corn. So don't be surprised if Trace Esports will still pick something else for Weba.
Because Yone is a little bit nerfed in the jungle. We have seen Yonis in the mid lane as well so far during the playoffs too. And let's see what's going to be the adjustment here on both sides as well. We mentioned the severe Sona a while ago. They can go for an Ornn as well if ever they want to go on that route. They basically countered it out though with just one ban. Severe out of the mix, so no Sona as well.
Are they going for... Nah, they cannot go for a double Enchanter build here in the bottom lane because again, we still have a withstanding rule that a marksman needs to get picked up in your 5-man lineup. Now, the last ban here by FPX will most likely still be targeted. Oh, it will be targeted on towards Corn. So FPX is actually in the belief that Weba would be playing. Wow, Weba would be playing Yone. In the
read
jungle.
They read them efficiently here. Trace Esports forced to lock in a Zeri and go with a double ADC here for their side. Lots of scaling champions, 3 in fact, are scaling here on the side of Trace Esports, which will be necessary for later on to battle against FPX. But the question of how they will battle against FPX in the early game is still very, very dull. And Lucian gonna be locked in. They can still go with something like an Ornn here. It's massive team fighting for FPX.
Yeah, if they get to lock in the Ornn, team fighting by FPX would just explode right out the gate, right? Like Ornn Horn followed through by the Hecarim and the Aatrox and Hemoplague as well. It's just picture perfect if you look at it. Laning phase wise though, it's not too shabby for the side of FPX. They have a very strong laner in the bottom lane. Mid lane will be a tit for tat, right? Like the Vladimir will just continuously trade and scale up against the Zeri. But on the top side, the Aatrox versus Renekton, it's not similar to the Renekton versus Fiora, in where the Fiora will just be on one side and beat down in the early stages. I really think we have a 3-0 in the making here, Yang.
As much as I want to see Trace Esports win, I still have to agree on you on this one. Because FPX, one thing really just pops into my mind as they finish this draft, and that is massive AoE damage. Massive AoE crowd control as well. And how will the double ADC kite here if everyone is just going to be chasing them? And I mean everyone, even the Lucian can go to Korn and Yuri head to head and not flinch at all.
Trace Esports going for what we would say a very effective strategy in allowing Weibo carry the team for them. I think with the picks that was prioritized here by Trace Esports, I really don't think that he would have enough resources for himself to finally showcase what he's made of. As you did say, this is a triple scaling composition. You have 2 marksmen that basically need a lot of items. You have a Renekton that would not leave one side of the map. And so if Trace Esports will find themselves again in a massive early game hole, expect that FPX will end up winning 3 games in a row. Man, oh man, what a story for FPX.
Also a massive responsibility for Tak to be able to cancel the engages here of FPX, because he's the only one that can do it as well. Cast body slam, him sacrificing himself probably as well for the safety of his allies is necessary for later on.
Kong is still flexing his muscles here in the bottom lane, right? Like, for sure, right? With this being the lane setup, Ezreal is not really known to be the best early game champion. You have to tip your hat on towards the Lucian, and so far Kong, in the 2 games that he has played against Yosa had no answer whatsoever. This time around though, against a substitute Dragon laner that is pretty much a original DR laner, things might change.
Yuri is playing this safely, but just by textbook for Trace Esports, just scaling up, focusing on the CS, poking a little bit towards Gong and Chao, and not letting them poke him as well. It's necessary for the laning phase, but they have to be very careful since Tak won't be able to help him out as much as he can, just because of the amount of burst damage that this Lucian and Ornn can actually do.
They have to be mindful of the wall, so double man knockup. This is what we were saying, right? Like with Chao also having access to buy items outside the base, it just means that it's so hard to win against an Ornn and Lucian composition, allowing BO7 all the freedom that he needs to assert his dominance on towards the bottom lane.
And they're just continuously poking them as well. Half HP for Yuri, a little bit higher on Tak just because he has the passive for the healing. Top side though, Lisa doing a really good job and just shoving the waves constantly into the tower of Dawn 8.
Shengdo is level 5. Shengdo is level 5, and Tak needs to be super careful.
They have to walk away and give some plates to FPX just because of this mere play that Chao is going. Also, the Shadow is going to be used, and Tak is just dead. First blood by FPX, and Yuri cannot do anything.
Shengdo 7, perfect. Gank pathing towards here. on towards the bottom lane, and this is pretty much the same recipe for success for FPX. If they win one side of the map, they can snowball the game out of control. No surprises here. FPX gets the first blood, gets 1k advantage early into the game. Let's look into the replay once again. BO7 just waited for the perfect opportunity to use his onslaught of shadows. And that layering of CZ, no chance at all for Tak to make a play.
It's so clean for FPX. This is a big, massive improvement by this team, because they started up in this tournament with a good run. However, they kind of slowed down just because of how reckless they kind of became. This is a team that won 2-0 against EDG during the start, and EDG kind of liked their performance, liked their strategy as well, and basically did that the same and went for a 10-game win streak. And FPX now is polishing, becoming just like EDG right now.
Right, exactly. And this is pretty much the way to play against a team that centers their play around their jungler, allow your jungler enough resources to be impactful. BO7 is no stranger to the big stage. Has been, another setup.
Oh, the flash is going to be used by Kong as well.
Very good cast though.
Very good.
Yeah, it was the explosive cast by Tak pushing away Chow, allowing for the Ornhorn, or not allowing the Ornhorn to have that second cast, and still the aggression here by Kong using the flash to threaten Yuri just says one thing. They want to win so hard.
And they're winning so hard already from the start of this game. 1,300 gold lead going towards the second play taken down here in the bottom side tier 1. Don 1-8 not feeling any pressure in the laning phase is already a warning sign for Trace Esports.
They just got out drafted. And now it comes down to execution for FPX. If they will not surrender any massive team fight in the early stages of this game, surely they will still be in control come mid-game and late game as well, because their scaling is not too shabby, right? Like, you look at their lineup, they scale well into the late game.
Yeah, the only way for Trace Esports to win in this game is if FPX makes a big mistake. And now they engage towards Lee South, stunning him down. Ruthless Predator going to be used into the Fate Seal. It's BO7 is just going to fall. And the Renekton lives as well. Wayba though is going to be traded out back a little bit late on the body slam. 1-for-1 trade. Trace Esports still can fight this if they want to, but they have to draw them towards the tower first. And
yeah, well, a jungler for a jungler, but Lee South able to survive with just 1 HP was clutch though, right? Like he got targeted down, but you still have to respect the threat of this Hecarim pickup. Had it been that onslaught of shadows connected, that could have been a very dead top side or Lisa. But action continues. BO7 is here.
And they want to get this RH. Kong taking much damage already. Wayba is in the vicinity trying to get the steal, and he will not! As the Hecarim picks it up for FPX. Sky though is going to be targeted here by Lee South. The stun is going to be coming through, but the heal, Hemo Plague is just enough to sustain him. Vladimir things, man. Vladimir things.
Yeah, just the fact that he had the empowered blood transfusion would allow for him to get a lot of HP back. And now FPX, I really think that they will just be letting this go. No! Okay, well, Trace Esports has decided that they don't have enough to really get this dragon for free, and so FPX will just translate it into another objective. Team fight win! 6 minutes in, a double objective for FPX, and that just might do it for the early game of Trace Esports.
They weren't able to get the tower in the mid lane, but it's fine. 155 HP, they can go at it later on. The dragon is a priority, and they will take it as well. And Tak cannot intercept anymore. The laser is going to be coming through, unable to get the steal though, as Chow is just disengaging. The FPX very clean.
Did you see that? Like, BO7 did not even use the smite. I don't think the smite was available. God, that was so close though, right? Like that
almost.
That laser from Korn would have, if that dragon was stolen, surely momentum will be regained here by Trace Esports. But that was playing with fire. BO7 have no respect whatsoever to Trace Esports.
Yeah, this is how confident FPX is. This is their game. This is them just being on their form. But it can be at most risky as well. They need to play it a lot safer later on and not give any chance for Trace Esports to come back here in this game, because just one chance, just one team fight can allow them. But this time the mid is gonna be intercepted, just separating the Gragas, and it's just gonna be taken down as well. Yuri though taking a lot of damage. The tower's gonna be taken down. Lisa going in as well, getting straight onto the Vladimir. As he goes in once more. Dawn 128 is too fast though, and he lets him be.
Yeah, that's good though. That's a 1-for-1, and Trace Esports would have enough pressure to at least threaten this mid lane tower. No, they're going to back away. But that's the best answer that you can hope for if you're Trace Esports. FPX was really running away with things, and they can go for long-range engage such as this. The layering of CC, Shingo 7 from the back, Horn from the front, and they have one target in mind, and that is to take down this tower. They were successful in doing so. In return though, the Vladimir went down.
Trace Esports, man, they are running out of options. FPX is getting more and more options because power spikes are coming through. 8 minutes already has transpired, and they still have a good amount of lead in terms of gold for FPX and scaling as well, since they were able to get double objectives. And now, top side, Korn and Pack are, well, still fine. Calling a little bit late there for Delusion, and they just walk it up. Buying in front!
Yeah, it's just asserting his dominance against the dual lane. Shingo 7 is here once again to back up Dawn 128, but Sky! Oh, good flash.
Oh no, this is bad for Trace Esports. Kong doesn't have much mana anymore, and he's just gonna get deleted in an instant. Takas was missing the bottom stem, but the flash of Sky is just top notch.
And that's another casualty to the side of Trace Esports without any exchange. And that's how different FPX is compared to Trace Esports, right? Every single thing that FPX wanted to do, they're successful in doing so without even no penalty. And now this pickup by Weiba of the Yone pretty much is the win condition by Trace Esports, right? Like the way things went for Trace Esports in this game, they want Weiba to carry, but so far he's not being allowed to do so, right? Like zero impact in the entirety of this game.
Zero. And that's very uncharacteristic of Weiba, but you do understand as well why this is happening. And it's just so sad for Weiba and Trace Esports right now being chained and unable to tap into their full potential right now in this series. We just see them being on the receiving end of a one-sided beatdown by FPX.
A 4K advantage, and Dawn 128 pops the World Ender.
Well, that's great damage. Korn is just gonna get left here, and Dawn 128 and Shingo 7 just gonna run him through.
Man, you have to feel for Korn. That's 2 deaths in a row. He's just getting targeted, and then there's pretty much zero reaction from Trace Esports, and this is pretty much the way things are going to happen in the next few minutes, right? Like there's, the power spike of Trace Esports will take a while. They have 3 champions that centers around scaling. In Shingo 7, Chao will not hesitate to pull the trigger over and over again, especially with the way things are going for FPX.
It's like everything is already predetermined. FPX from the start, before the series even started, we were already saying that this patch is just better for them more than Trace Esports. It's actually a big clutch to Trace Esports right now. Weibo unable to do anything, not yet allowed to pop off. Even on the Yone, he is still struggling.
He's level 13 though, has 2 items. So now it's probably time for them to set up something for this Yone jungle pickup, but it does look like that FPX will not even get challenged here on the second dragon. So for Trace Esports, it's all about the third dragon, right? Like preventing, of course, the Ocean Soul to join the party of FPX, and it will just be a waiting game for FPX and Trace Esports now, right? Like they wanted to continue to scale up and have enough resources gifted over to their jungler, which is so far so good for Trace Esports, right? Like they've been so good in funneling the resources over to Weiba. But the question is it enough, right? Like by gifting over the resources over to Weiba, you are also taking away from some other players of Trace Esports. And with the way things are going right now, FPX is not going to be willing to wait it out. They have a Baron that they can play around with and force another team fight against Trace Esports, which they will most likely win once again.
Yeah, because they're that ahead already. Don 128 is hungry.
Horn.
He wants some blood. He wants the bodies here of Trace Esports to fall down. Dominus gonna be already by Lisa. They're prepping. Cass gonna be used. They're unable to separate the members here of FPX. The backside is gonna be infiltrated. Fury trying to fight it out. Korn as well, getting the ult done as Leone falls down. That's already 2 kills by FPX. And nothing that Trace Esports can do. They have to be very careful because they have no vision here on the brush. FPX disengaging, but again, re-engage again.
The only positive point was that Trace Esports was able to get the red buff, but in exchange for what, Chao can go in and Lee Sao is going to die.
Yeah, immediately popped off. FPX is not letting them intercept here in the Baron at all. Warning shots are death shots, basically.
Yeah, and now FPX will have enough time. Okay. Wait, BO7 is really playing with our hearts today.
Yeah. we're used to BO7 not smiting anymore. And yeah,
yeah, it's super close. But let's look at this play once again by FPX. They don't want Weiba to have enough resources to really go for that late game carry highlight. Got immediately pinned down with all that AoE, and those choke points, pretty much that's a zero chance to survive, and that's a zero chance to escape from BO7.
Korn is not allowed to play at all anymore. FPX is not allowing him to enjoy this game.
Oh no.
Being taken down so many times. Fate Seal is gonna be used, but Lisa is just gonna be taken down first. Weiba running towards the wrong side. Oh no.
He's going to just wait it out.
Yeah.
Bang! You have to go back, and there you go. A stab to the heart.
Of Trace Esports, definitely. FPX now knocking onto the base of Trace Esports, getting the charge in, the Hemo Plague as well, the flash in by Kong, trying to take Korn down and giving them such a destructive game. FPX going for match point, and Trace Esports has no options but to fight.
All games has been pretty much one-sided. All games less than 16 minutes, Kiyoung and FPX rises from the ashes and is dealing a 3-0 blow to Trace Esports.
One more, and they will land the knockout punch here towards Trace Esports. This is not us, by the way. We are maybe soon. It would be there.
So we kind of predicted this to be in the favor of FPX, right? Like with the way things are going in patch 4.4D, teams that have featured carry junglers such as Nova, Trace Esports, even G2B had their challenges, right? Although G2B, luckily for them, they're still part of the top 2 teams, but when they faced against KT Roster Y, we saw the challenge on the jungle side of things, Kiyoung. So now it gets even more magnified by the CM teams. It just goes to show that, you know, FPX in the current state of patch, when compared to Trace Esports, they are very well suited for the patch. Not to mention that Juju is pretty much needed right now by the squad.
But nowhere to be seen. We have seen Yuri though, but unable to get the revenge for Trace Esports against FPX. We just see him being taken down so many times by FPX, same as Korn. He wasn't allowed to play this game as he wanted it to be, and this game is almost exactly the same game time as game number 2. 14 minutes and 31 seconds and the same output as well.
Man, pre-15 minutes. Same recipe for success for FPX. Dominate the early game, shut down the door on the scaling that Trace Esports wants to possess. Weiba and company, season on the line. They need something. They need to revitalize themselves, because if this continues, FPX would have a date with Thundertalk.
Ooh, they're looking forward towards that date. They want to match against Thundertalk, especially after defeating Nova Esports, and they have a similar recipe for success. They are a little bit struggling on the side of Thundertalk, but FPX definitely is looking to exploit the advantages they have right now in this current match. Sky in this game, 6-1 and 4, just giving traumas over and over again here towards Trace Esports, not allowing them to come back at all. But BO7 getting back-to-back MVPs is well deserved.
Against Weibo, BO7 is smurfing and is just proving to be the better jungler overall.
Basically, we're seeing a jungle difference here right now, especially with this current patching. BO7 is loving every single game that he goes against Weibo. But let's see for possibly the last game here in this series. If Trace Esports is still gonna be able to extend this series, we'll just go with a short break and we'll be back after this short break.
This will be quite the deadly spectacle. My home is in the cosmos, amongst my stars. Stars are not born, they are made by me.
Let's go. Sicker than the wizard with a top hat. So heavy when I drop it like a backpack. Chit chat best, stick it in a WhatsApp. Looking at the glitter in your Snapchat. What's that? You break like a plate in an earthquake on the first day, like a clown at birthday. Too late, gotta wait for the first one.
牛啊，这个球！菜呢？
了解加不来，这个压力大，把你
Feel the thorns embrace. Death is in bloom. None will escape my grasp.
This will be quite the deadly spectacle. My home is in the cosmos, amongst my stars. Stars are not born, they are made by me.
it's time to determine if this is going to be the last game of the night, or will Trace Esports finally get a win against FPX and maybe utilize that into extending this series further, because everything is on the line right now and FPX is just on fire as well.
Yeah, and I think if it ever becomes a 4-0, it will be the first ever 4-0 in the CN Conference playoffs. There was a 4-0 in the APAC side, right? Like, I believe it was Naos winning against CES 4-0. But in CN, might just be the first time that we will be seeing a complete domination. FPX is still on the blue side, which so far has a 100% win rate for FPX all throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, and 100% win rate on blue side still as well. Getting already their sixth or fifth win rather on blue side, and also increasing their win rate on red side as well, as they were able to win 2 games in a row. Game number 1, game number 2 against Trace Esports, and now being back on their strong side. Ezreal of Kong is going to be removed. I think this is a good way to answer his prowess in the Dragon lane, but they need more.
One way to take care of your Dragon laners is to take away those lane bullies or primary options for your opposing Dragon laner, and Kong is a very good Ezreal user. Now the onus is on Trace Esports. Are they going to let go of the Hecarim once again and allow Don128 to first pick it for FPX?
Akali as well is open. Sky will be loving picking this champion up if ever. And Trace Esports, they ban away the Aatrox instead. Open the Hecarim.
Hecarim, yeah. And they will still have the option to go for the Hecarim Aatrox combo. But if that will not be allowed, since Trace Esports would have the luxury to go for the Renekton, I think it will just be easily responded with a Jax pickup for Don128. So either way, I really think that Trace Esports is about to get dumpstered once again. 4 drafts in a row.
Yeah.
Oh man, this Hecarim is so strong. Okay, at least something positive. Akali is a very good pickup. Surely that's something that can change the tides of the series.
Yeah, and Korn really loves this type of playstyle as well. Getting the Akali can be a good denial onto Skyafel as well, because he's just too damn good on the Akali. You have to take it away, and if you give him an opportunity to get this champion, you will just get demolished. We see smiles as well on the side.
That is Don128 feeling it, right? Like ooh, big Aaron pick up for Sky.
Maybe this is the reason.
Yeah, I would. Oh man,
confidence, man. And Zoe too. Yeah, this champion has been banned that way so many times, but since FPX banned the Corki instead, it opens up the Zoe.
Don128 will be piloting the Garen and immediately goes for the Vladimir Sky, leaving the bot lane to be the priority to be the last 2 picks for FPX. But this is definitely so surprising. I really think that Jax would have been a better answer to the Renekton, but they are confident that even if Don128 won't have that same access to the scaling composition of the Jax and the same defenses, Garen would have enough, I would say, silence and execution threat on towards the Akali. And Trace Esports will still go back to having Weba play the Yone, because pretty much it's the same draft for both sides, right? Like the first 3 picks are the jungle, mid lane, and top lane. So both the DR lane and support are going to be prioritized last by both teams.
Nautilus as well gonna be removed here by FPX for 2 reasons. One, Tak is really good on this champion, and just in case that there's going to be a cheeky move here by Trace Esports, but I don't think that's going to happen, especially because of the picks they have made so far. Zaya, possibly it is going to be the Severe or Kaisa removed as well. No, they go with the Gragas ban here. To minimize the amount of champions that Chao can use, but there's still a lot. He can go with the Ornn even more, unless Trace Esports gets it actually.
Ornn is that one champion I really think is going to be very strong. But if that gets denied, Alistar is still available for FPX. Just imagine the 3-man dive squad of the Alistar, Garen, and the Hecarim. Yeah, it's going to be a nightmare for Weiba to even show his face. And a 0-ban, a no-ban by FPX, just to put in more pressure.
That's how confident FPX is, or maybe that's just a mistake. Or still though, is gonna be picked up here for sure for Ta. But that leaves the Alistar that you mentioned. That Chao actually had such a great performance in game number 1. He was setting up, isolating, and all.
Yeah, not just game number 1, all throughout the season. I already think that Chao is that one player that you will have full confidence in whenever he plays the Alistar. And they will still go for the Lucian pickup. Lucian, Alistar. Do you believe that this is going to be a Varus pickup for Yuri? Because it's either going to be the Varus or the Sivir at this point for Trace Esports, right?
At this point, it has to be. They need more disengaged champions. They need more setups. Chain of Corruption is very helpful later on, especially if ever that the Call of the Forest God is going to be denied here. Galio instead will be the route here of FPX. A good way to kind of zone away the Akali and the Yone as well, and it's going to be very necessary later on.
Yeah. Hecarim Galio, pretty much the same concept with the Camille Galio, right? Like if the Hecarim goes over to the backline, there will instantly be the hero's entrance to support from afar away. But it will be the Sivir picked up here by Trace Esports. Sivir plus the Ornn going against the Galio and the Lucian. Pretty much should favor the Lucian Galio almost every time in terms of laning. And again, the same concept applies, right? Like, Trace Esports, they will most likely get dominated in the early stages once again because they drafted a very late game oriented jungler. In FPX, if they get their hands in, if they ever get the early game lead that they need, it's just going to be a complete shutout from that point on moving forward.
It's such a big challenge for Trace Esports right now, but also a big responsibility for them to be able to utilize the Akali later on. Korn has to shine. He has the Akali right now, and it can really work against Trace Esports. Yeah. If he's gonna be able to watch out from the Garen silence, of course, and the hero's entrance, it's the massive AoE, crowd control, and damage of FPX.
I still think that FPX is just playing whatever that they want to play right now, because this Garen pickup, yeah, sure, it's good, right? Like it's not the best. It's not the same Garen that we used to know back in the day. That whenever it got picked, that whenever it did not get picked, it is to the surprise of everyone. But again, if you're Korn, like, are you really going to be very confident in playing against a Garen? Oh, Lisa forced to flash away, and that's a huge blow. Now Dawn onto it can just play the lane properly and set up a potential gank topside pre 3 minutes.
Yeah, you can just continue to bully. Does have the judgment later on as well, and the healing. For sustain in the laning phase. We kind of see already the steps taken here by FPX. Bottom lane as well is massive bullying.
And the lane is definitely not in their favor. So yeah, it's just going to be a nightmare altogether for Trace Esports, and they really have to rely on a miracle teamfight that will feature the assassin in the mid lane and Korn. Doing massive work for them, because they won't be able to rely on Wave under the game, early stages of this game, right? Like, at the end of the day, you have to find a shining beacon of light, and their shining beacon of light is Korn on the Akali with 100% win rate so far.
3 wins so far on that champion. Tacto is very low. Yuri trying to CS, but that is the problem when you pick up a Sivir. Not really the best range, also very prone into engages. And right now, Wave is going to be in the bottom side just in case they do engage, but it's about to be too late as he just dies. Kill. Okay, that's a tower kill. So Sivir does get the gold. So not the cleanest.
You know, the biggest hurdle there is I don't think Weibo was even able to get an assist off of that. And that's massive, right? Because you kind of need all the resources that you can get if you are a Yone. You know, the times have changed, Young. And the carry junglers are really being put to test in patch 4.4D. Oh man, the Grand Prix set. Oh no!
Not like this! Oh, we feel the pain, Weiba. We feel you, man.
Oh no! And now, okay, all right. That's oh man.
Okay, maybe some people will see that we are kind of overreacting, but we're not! That is at least 10-15 seconds you are stalled. And every second is so important here, especially if you're battling against FPX.
Yeah, more than that, it also goes to show that the games, the losses are getting into the heads of Weiba. And it's a very, I would say, simple jungle mechanic that we often see from, you know, the best junglers in the world. And Weiba is considered as one of the best junglers that we have in WRLA2. Shingdo.
No more Shroud.
He
Sky
missed.
as well engaging. Korn still can disengage and successfully does it as well. That is good.
Yeah. It's now Lisa also getting Garand. But yeah, that onslaught, the onslaught of shadows did miss once again. And that's a miss that I would understand because the Twilight Shroud did allow for the, you know, enough space for him to outplay the gank from BO7. But the threat continues for FPX. They're really getting the early game that they wanted. It's not as evident on the gold side, at least in the meantime, but you can see the confidence altogether and the composition that they have would allow for them to secure a good lead.
Oh, great spell shield, but still it's gonna be taunted. Chow used the flash actually here, so no value whatsoever obtained with that play.
It was flashy though for Chow. So you have to give him that. And they know that Weiba is here. The Scry Bloom got spotted traversing over the river. Yeah, have to be careful. FPX playing with fire even against 3 people. They don't care. Whoa, okay.
That's how confident FPX is, and this is why we just love seeing FPX play, because that's how confident they are. Yes, sometimes they become a little bit reckless, but in this series they have been so clean, matching their confidence as well. We see Trace Esports this time just not having a good time at all. They're the ones folding at this point.
Yeah, all in terms of chips for FPX. In the games that we have had so far, 3-0 domination, close to a 4-0. The draft, and Chow also asserting his dominance, showing that crying Poro to send the message across.
And the message was received already. Weiba interfering onto the R8, and everyone is gonna get caught immediately. Tak's still gonna be flashing out, but Kong is just gonna be able to get the kill. Flash in by Don128. Justice Punch as well gonna be used by Chow. Immediately will just disengage.
Execution.
Will land the shuriken. Will he commit though? Low HP already on the Sakali. No one dies, and they still continue to the fight. BO7 just having the best confidence, and take note, the Vladimir wasn't even there.
The perfect execution also got used immediately just to try to assassinate one of the exiting members of FPX and easily got denied. I, for one, was scared because I saw that the health bars of I believe it was Chow, right? Like, okay, anyway, action continues. Trace Esports.
The denial with the breath on that Justice Punch, but Tak is already low. Everyone is targeting him at this point. BO7 gets the face shield from Weiba. That might actually be big, as now Trace Esports has the confidence. 4 versus 3. Yuri's still here as well. The Rift Herald should be taken now.
Something positive. Finally, Weiba finds the Fate Seal to reverse the fortunes of Trace Esports, and that should allow for them to at least get some breathing space in the early game stages of this game. Let's look at that replay once again. Kong got clipped. I think this was the first ever engage, right? And Kong and company going for attack. Immediately goes for the assassination as Kong. But this is when things got a little bit dicey for FPX, right? Chow almost 1 HP, and then Kong decided to get all the fruits for himself, which really was so surprising, right? Because I thought for a second that, hey, you know what, you kind of want to give it to your support at that point, but luckily for them, it didn't really get punished, but the punish was still pretty much felt with that very well-placed Fate Seal getting the team fight win finally for Trace Esports.
On the second fight, Rift Herald as well used into the mid lane to get a little bit of gold. Attacking Neutralizer, he can buy as well, and they're starting the Dragon as well. Horn shot gonna be used onto Kong, no follow-up whatsoever, they're just focusing on the objective, but right now, they turn! Actually, Kong's gonna be dead! Dropping that as well. Trace Esports will get the one, and FPX unable to get any trade.
Yeah, FPX, oh man, that is twice in a row that Kong got caught out of position. Choke points pretty much is not the best place to be in, especially against Call of the Forge God and Fate Seal that can't easily attach onto you. BO7 going for a potential play. No, rather they will just go for the defense, but this is pretty much the signs that Trace Esports is actually having a good early game altogether here, Giang.
Yeah, and they have great scaling as well. And one of the catalysts of this happened as well started in the drafting phase. Gorn getting his signature champion, one of his best performing champions so far. He is undefeated on the Akali, 3-0. All three games won. And this time he is continuing to shine as well.
Yeah, double objective spree at the 5-minute mark is always going to be a good thing to have if you are Trace Esports. But FPX still trying to slow things down. They won't be able to catch Dawn 1 to 8. But still, more gold being funneled onto Trace.
Yeah. Scaling definitely is on their side this time around. 2,000 gold lead acquired. Top side is about to be answered here by FPX.
It's going to die.
Renekton sacrificing his life to try and defend. It is successful, but only for a brief moment.
Yuri is here though on the hunt. 3 people trying to destroy intact, going for another engage.
Yeah, separating the members here of FPX. Gorn is going to be here as well. BO7 is able to recall. The rest of Trace Esports, they want to die. Tax is going to be initiating the Fate Steal as well, not connecting onto anyone as Kong is going to be the first target. He's going to be dropping down dead. Dawn 1 to 8 as well. Not getting the best ult. Oh no.
He won attack, surely, right? But Dawn 1 to 8 missed-targeted the Damascene Justice. That's the 3rd death of Kong in this game. They're punishing Kong's mispositioning, and that has really opened the gates for Trace Esports to remain confident in all their engages so far. So if you're FPX, you kind of want to remind Kong of his play in games 1, 2, 3, right? Alright, let's look at that replay once again. Brittle Kong gets knocked up and immediately gets punished by the all-in coming in from Trace.
It's a great maneuver as well, especially that they were already able to deny some of the ults from FPX because they also got chipped down a little bit there because of the tower, and it was perfect timing for Trace Esports to engage.
Kong still has a good... Oh, hang on. SkyFL getting some hellos from Lizao and goodbye. Yeah, hello and goodbye from Weva.
The perfect combo for Weva and Lizao, taking the Vladimir down, and yeah, it's just absolutely amazing this time around. Trace Esports still continuing on the fight. BO7 gonna be dropping dead, and they're just getting the knockups over and over again towards this Galio. Chow unable to survive. Kong as well gonna be last, and last as well, remaining on the side of FPX. Trace Esports gets everyone except for the Ganon.
Wait, let's wrap it up. I really think that Trace Esports is feeling the confidence that they kind of needed in this game to at least put a score on the board, because so far, right, like everything that could go wrong at that point for FPX did go wrong. They got picked off one at a time, and Trace Esports is still proving that they're still pretty much in contention in this best of 7 series, taking it one game at a time and taking it one skirmish at a time as well.
This is very reminiscent of game number 2 as well, in which Shingdo 7 and Sky was setting up ganks. And Death brushes this time. Trace Esports is the one doing it. And they're taking Sky FL down as well in the most crucial part of that clash as well. And FPX, right now, they are down almost 5,000 gold. This is very much loved by Trace Esports right now.
Weba is on a perfect scoreline of 4-0-4. Everything that could go right for Trace Esports, they go right here. Yeah, it's all about executing the mid-game and late-game well. FPX and company wants to deny the second dragon.
Threatening. Trace Esports are being pincered a little bit. Donald 280
Kong is
not
dead.
here though. And immediately
Shingdo.
Shingdo 7 is just gonna be dropping dead. This is mispositioning by FPX. Skyfell trying to go with a Hail Mary play, but unable to do anything towards the back line. Kong as well just gonna be dropping dead for the 5th time already. Chow as well being last as the mid lane is being pushed by the not really best DPS member. They do get a tower though, but at what cost? 4 members dropping dead and Dragon taken here by Trace Esports.
Yeah, Trace Esports back at it again. Winning the macro side. Overall profit for them. Look here! It is going to be the 12-minute and 30 Baron being started here by Trace Esports. Even the Fate Seal is going to be used by Trace, by Weba, just to gap close it. I think that's it. Unless, he's not going to.
Too late.
He's not going. Too late. And Shuriken did hit. No.
Okay. I thought it would be the unofficial lane. Or at least 5 kills and 2 objectives. But they didn't get more.
Yeah, sloppy play all together from FPX, but Trace Esports being so decisive, spotting Shingdo 7. Yeah, with his level of resources and the advantage that Trace Esports was able to get this Hecarim is pretty much a very squishy champion in this game. I mean, look at this play from Korn and Lee South getting the heads one by one.
They're turning. They want to take Weba down. Stacy's gonna be by some time. Kong as well. Just gonna be low HP already. Sword drop, but Weba's still alive. And the Gan is just gonna be taken out here. Trace Esports getting the outplay, and they're loving every second of this fight. And FPX is not liking the scenario, not liking what's happening. The base as well as being knocked over by Trace Esports' first inhibitor taken down in the series.
By Trace Esports. And they're not going to stop anytime soon. Weva with a game to really remember and has to really turn the times for Trace Esports' destiny, at least in game number 4, right? Like, he was able to dodge away from the assassination attempt by FPX, and they're not stopping anytime soon. They kind of want to end this here, Giang.
They want it. All structures destroyed except for the Nexus, but they will fall back and still respect FPX.
Alright, let's go. It's a wrap-up moment, right? Surely, Trace Esports should have every advantage that they needed to have in this game. Okay, thanks for the leash.
That was weird. That was awkward. And Shingdo 7 was like, okay. 135, I think.
Miscalculation, surely. But, yeah, all things considered, like FPX, even though that this game went this way, game number 4, I really think that, it's more of their mistakes as a team. Trace Esports was able to capitalize those mistakes around the referral fight and started, the onslaught by Trace. They're going in against Korn, but this is an Akali.
Yeah. It is stalling for a while, but that's a big shutdown goal as well that they have acquired. And then what exchange? Kong getting domed! Still able to flash away, still able to be alive. Chow as well going with the Justice Punch into the shield with Duran as well. And finally, they get Weba down as well. That's the lot of shutdown goal that FPX is acquiring right now. Sky finally is going to be falling down. The silence comes through here onto the Renaissance stages as well to buy some time. Mid lane being defended by Delusion, by Kong. Lee Sao escaping with a slice and dice. Can he still stay alive?
He does? Oh, he has a flash. Okay, surely. Surely he can escape. But that's a lot of shutdown goal being provided to FPX.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Can they hold on to this game though? Because we know that all inhibitors that gets destroyed pre-18 minutes will still spawn up. So there is still an opportunity for FPX to go back into this game. Let's look at that replay once again. It started with a pick-off against Korn. Korn, I thought for a second that he should have enough, but he did not even cast the Twilight Shroud to at least save himself. And that was a nice flash by Kong to survive that all-in coming in from Weiba. Weiba getting ganked and getting pressed onto a corner. Shut down with the Dimension Justice as well was huge. Because that's again a shutdown kill on towards the most fed member of Trace Esports.
And the FPX this time are able to buy themselves some more time. And look at what's the effect here. All the waves now balanced. Trace Esports has to play for time as well. Wait for the waves in all towers to actually go towards the next tier. Signal 7 going in. Wave as well trying to access the back side, but the Stolen Bound is going to bring him back as well. Chow as well going to be obliterated here. Trace Esports still continuing onto the hunt. Fate Seal not connecting onto Enemy with Corn. Stay alive, actually. Stacy's gonna be used by some time. Tax still lives. And Sky this time is the last one to survive. Finally, Trace Esports, after the weird scenario a while ago, are just gonna be doing the most basic thing here in this game, and that is just to go with a cleanup and run it down mid to finally get their first point in the series.
Okay, finally it's over. Thought for a second that Trace Esports would throw that game away, but good for them is that they still have enough in them to force a game number 5. That was one way to come back into this game or into the series, right? At least getting that game number 4, extending the series into 5 games would at least buy some confidence in a team of Trace Esports, and we all know that Wild Rift, in a nutshell, is a confidence game. Weiba was pretty much super confident in that game. He was hitting his targets left and right with his Fate Sealed. And now finally we have seen what Weiba is capable of doing on the Yone pickup.
Korn as well on the Akali was able to shine so many times here in this game. And we're starting to see a little bit of the downside of the confidence here of FPX turning into recklessness. Because even from the drafting phase, they let the Akali be open, they banned the Camille instead, and they had no ban on their 5th ban spot. And in the game as well, they didn't really have the best performance as well during the early game. Towards transitioning to mid game, that's when we started to see Trace Esports shine, especially after getting double objectives.
Yeah, surely something will get changed here on the side of FPX. I won't be surprised if they go for the red side in game number 5, just to put in the final touches against Trace Esports. But lo and behold, this is the stats. In game number 4, Trace Esports, well-balanced effort, but Weiba topping the damage charts pretty much has allowed for them to at least win one game and to extend the series. If you look at his damage dealt, that's a good amount of damage in 17 minutes and 30 from a melee carry, 8-1-5 in his record. And yeah, so far, pretty much a perfect play, perfect Yone play in game 5, game 4.
It would have been a perfect score for both Weiba and Korn if they didn't, had a weird scenario in the top lane.
The top lane.
FPX, they have to bounce back. They have to not anymore be reckless if they want to close out this series, because Trace Esports are going to be fully utilizing this momentum on their side. Weiba getting the MVP as well is well deserved.
Yeah, that's his 14th MVP. He needs more games for him to get more MVPs for himself. Surely that should be one of the top MVP counts that we've had so far, right? Yeah, but
yeah, it is a lot, and let's see if there's gonna be more for Trace Esports and Weiba, because we're gonna be having the series extended. We'll just go in a short break and we'll be back.
Let's go. Sicker than the wizard with a top hat. So heavy when I drop it like a backpack. Chit chat, better stick it in a WhatsApp. Looking at the glitter in your Snapchat. What's that? You break like a plate in an earthquake on the first day, like a clown at birthday. Too late, gotta wait for the first one.
牛啊，这个球！菜呢？
And after that incredible win by Trace Esports, let's see if they're gonna be able to continue getting the wins here and maybe get a reverse sweep against FPX. Because that was very unfortunate for FPX. They want to bounce back here with a better execution of their composition. Probably better bans as well in the drafting phase. A while ago, they didn't ban one
the
on
Akali.
their slot. Yeah, they have to take away the Akali this time by Korn.
No 4-0s though. Very, very good, of course. If you're a fan of Trace Esports, you have to remember that Trace Esports is that one team that we have had high hopes for during the regular stages. They were once the top team, or they were battling it out with Thundertalk at the top of the standings. Now, we're seeing bans all across the board. Shen, Camille. Most likely Akali is going to get banned by FPX, or will they not ban it, is the question.
Yeah, it's still the same ban so far, just in game number 4. You're thinking about it. It's either the Akali or... Ooh, Hecarim instead is going to be taken down here.
And potentially get the Camille for Sky. That's the curveball here by FPX. Because in doing so, Sky... Oh, no, never mind. Alright, so what will be the first pick here for FPX? Most likely go for... yeah, like pretty much everything is still on the table right now.
You can still go for something like an Ornn. Actually, same start as Trace Esports in game number 1. Prioritizing the Ornn, letting Trace Esports decide if they're going for the double ADC still.
Yeah, but Chao is like... Is that one player that you can pick last? Right? Like he can play almost anything.
Rhythmic done. So that leaves the Jax as an option here for FPX. Aatrox as well, if ever he does want to go with that route again, similar to game number 3.
If they ever go for the Aatrox and Sivir, well, pretty much be disastrous to the side of Trace. They are going for the Corki, which can still get flexed for their mid laner. However, right, like one of the things that we kind of have noticed about Trace Esports is that Korn is more effective on mages, right? Like the Vladimir, or possibly and potentially the Akali, but the Akali has been banned away, and this is pretty much what we expected, right? The Aatrox being picked up as a potential answer to the Renekton on the top side, similar to what happened to game number 3. You do have 2 of the 3 very good champions to have. When it comes to team fighting, you have the Ornn and the Aatrox, and they will be picking up the Vladimir here for SkyFL.
Yeah, and this is the wonderful thing about FPX as well. They have picked up their team fighting compositions now in the first pick phase. Later on, they can go and decide what champion BO7 is going to be utilizing later on. And he has a lot that he can use. He even had an MVP performance on the Lee Sin in game number 2, and he can still use it here in this series if ever to help Dawn128 and Sky perform as they wanted.
That's 3 games in a row that we'll be seeing and witnessing Weiba on Yone. They really are putting all eggs on the Weiba basket, because pretty much that's one way to do it. If you're Trace Esports, play around Weiba and ask and trust Weiba to carry you on towards the next game. Right? It's already a do or die for Trace Esports. 3 wins already on the board for FPX. And we're witnessing the last set of bans. They're going to target some of the champions of BO7, banning away the Kazakhs and the Lee Sin as well.
Perfect way to respect BO7, especially with his performance a while ago. And that leaves lesser options here for BO7. Still can go with something like a Vi, but that's not really the high damage burst output that you want to give BO7 if ever the Alistar as well is going to be taken away here. And lesser options for attack. Yeah,
but somewhere at some point you kind of have to deny the Nautilus from FPX, because there's also an opportunity for them to pick up the Nautilus in the jungle if they kind of just want to have that AoE utility lockdown. And immediately, Trace Esports has decided to take that away from them. Very good pick overall, but this is a problem. Now, Sivir is going to join the party of FPX. It all comes down to the last pick. Is it going to be the Aatrox jungle, or is it still going to be the Aatrox Baron lane? Because that still is a flex pick here, Kiang.
Yeah, they can still pick up something like a Jax here for Dawn 128 if ever. They're hovering the buy, which is still good. Not much damage as Lee Sin in terms of bursting, but engage and crowd control, this is top notch for FPX.
Yeah, not really the best team fighting champion to have though, right? Like, 4 of the champions of FPX is all about team fighting. And then you have a single target lockdown on the Vi. Feels out of place, really, here, Gil. But Trace Esports is still going for the double marksman composition this time. But Korn having the Mage Corki instead, and asking Weiba to carry them to the promised land or to game number 6 is pretty much the ask here for Trace Esports. Overall, the draft is pretty much equal team fighting. I should favor FPX, but when it comes to the late game executions, late game team fighting, especially if Weiba gets the necessary resources, similar to what happened in game number 4, Trace Esports are still within striking distance of winning this game.
Oh man, this is gonna be tough. This is going to be exciting to watch here. Trace Esports going with a Weiba comp once again here on the Yone. Everyone banking on him here in this game to perform as he did in game number 4, getting the MVP performance as well. FPX still going with team fighting based compositions, late game scaling as well. Aatrox in the top lane in a severe to just increase their movement speed later on when they dive against Trace Esports.
Game number 5, ladies and gents. I've been reading some comments there saying there's already a script laid out by one of our commenters. Really? Is that how it's supposed to go? We'll see though. Again, for FPX, they have a very good early game juggler in the Vi. They do have a very good matchup on the top side, right? Like Dawn 128. Oh, they want a 2v2.
Yeah.
By the way,
A Vault Breaker gonna be used. Weiba flashing away. Lisa's gonna be trapped here for so long. Korn though dealing a bit of damage. Flash by Shingdo 7. And nobody dies. Many utility or summoner spells though has been used.
yeah, it's a trade of summoner spells, but Dawn 128 is still healthy enough to start this Baron lane beatdown. Lisa though, again at level 1, like you will have enough regen, right? Like especially if the honey fruit gets eaten at 45 seconds, should have enough sustain. But Dawn 128 pretty much has the advantage on the top side. Tak, by the way, picked Ornn and was pretty much responsible in getting the lockdown on primary target. 22 seconds CC time is a good enough stat. But FPX, so far, even with a Sivir, they're still dominating top bottom lane. Especially because it's, against one of the weaker laners in Zeri.
Yeah, it's not illusion. It's not something that can be very aggressive in the early game. The Nautilus is also gonna be denied a little bit in terms of Tak's usual aggressive playstyle in the laning phase just because of this pick.
And then Chow will still continue to buy items from outside the base, which is always a luxury to have when playing as the Ornn. FPX, they're trying to survey the field, right? They kind of want to know what will be the pathing here by the bot lane, and you're seeing ricochets from downstairs. Interesting.
Shingdo 7 as well, getting access on this Scuttle Crab. Top side should be here, but we're seeing a bit of an invade actually by the Aatrox just a while ago. Went back into the base. Trace Esports again is playing this slow. It's not gonna risk anything just yet. They have the luxury of playing this passively just because of the composition. Double AP plus Yone. So not much to do in the early game.
But this is also showing of how Trace Esports misses Juju in a nutshell, right? Because Juju won't allow this early game domination. Yet Chow and company is enjoying here in the bottom lane, right? Like, we've seen Juju and Tak win multiple lanes by themselves, and we have to also remember that Trace Esports has been running the same dual lane ever since last season, Gyang. So
Yeah.
it's really very surprising that in the playoffs they have decided to switch some roster over. Now FPX and company is setting up a potential catch here in the mid lane, but BO7, okay, he's going to get spotted.
Yeah, Weiba going back with the Soul Bound. Lisa was well taking a bit of poke there from BO7, but not really too much to struggle here in the laning phase. Both junglers just respecting each other, especially in helping their Baron laners as well, but no kills, no deaths. Trace Esports actually having the much better position right now.
At least so far, right? But we are also witnessing a lane dominance in the bottom lane to a point that we have a 500 gold lead for the Dragon laner of FPX, and pretty much it's the same story over and over again. What happened in the bottom lane?
Yeah. And you mentioned a while ago, right? They missed Juju. This time, top side, it is not still going to be successful because of the flash here of Dawn 128. That's information as well for FPX.
Yeah, it's the Fate Seal plus Lee Sao using his dominance. So 2 ultimates for 1 flash for Dawn 128 on the top side. But again, we are also at a very critical juncture. It's not the same 3-minute ultimates that whenever gets committed will still be available for any potential 5-minute team fight. FPX does know that they have the advantage ultimates-wise and utility-wise if they ever set up a team fight towards or around the Rift Herald, which is going to happen soon, right? Because we've seen a lot of games so far in where teams really wants to prioritize the Rift Herald, and I do believe that this game is not going to be any different.
FPX though, I think they will be forced a little bit to just trade just because of the early game presence here of FPX. Yone doesn't really deal that much damage in the early game. The Zeri as well, the Corki as well, and everyone will just lack damage here on the side of Trace Esports, if ever. And Lisa was not going to be able to hold the front line for so long. Dawn 128 though is being engaged, being forced back here by Lisa. Still fighting back, getting the pull as well. Not much damage there.
Ignite also was used, and BO7 wanted to go for a wave, but had it connected. That could have been an easy lockdown from FPX, but the action continues and they really are targeting down this Rift Herald. Will be paying respects towards the package that is available for Korn, and they are going for Lee Zhao instead. Good dice.
And this time, Fate Seal connecting onto the back line as well.
BO7
still gonna be fine. Right now, Yuri and Korn are on the backside. Kong as well is staying alive for so long, and nobody dying just yet. But it's about to change this time around as the Herald is secured here by FPX. Trace Esports respecting him as well. No deaths, just the objective.
Yeah, Kong was again very vulnerable there. Now Dawn 128 is still very scary even without the World Ender. Now the prize is going to get claimed here by FPX. That will be the first tower here in the mid lane. And to add insult into the injury that Trace Esports did possess in that team fight loss, that's another objective towards Fawn plus Phoenix.
And why again? Because information was acquired by FPX, knowing that Weiba is clearing camps on top side. They had the ward on the Tribush there, and that signaled the second objective, the Dragon, being taken by FPX.
Right. It's also clutch that Kong was able to survive that all-in from Trace Esports. I thought it will be the same exact, I would say, script from last game in where Kong got caught multiple times, allowing for Trace Esports to have the snowball that they needed to win game number 4. But this time around, Kong survived with 1 HP. And will still want to be the help that FPX needs to close out the series right here, right now.
Yeah, it's the risk, the weird risk that Trace Esports took there in contesting the Rift Herald is actually quite odd to me. They could have just traded the objective and not be in this deep of a hole right now here.
I know.
At 7 minutes.
We don't have any kills yet. That's the surprising part, right? Like the game has progressed very slowly. But in the favor of FPX, because their laning phase in the bottom lane was pretty much a one-sided beatdown. And we also know that they won the objective team fight that they needed to get the Rift Herald. And another tower is going to be destroyed here by FPX for free.
For free. No contestation, nothing, no trades by Trace Esports. And we're circling back to, again, their decision a while ago to engage onto the Herald and contest against FPX. Because right now, two problems arise. The scaling of FPX, especially with the team fighting, actually that's going to be used preventing the recall. And it should just be falling down the first blood by Trace Esports as well in this game.
Yeah. That was very well played by Trace Esports, right? Like that ward Chengdo 7 though. Going for the engage.
Yuri's very low. The Bulk Breaker into the flash. And everyone's just going to be dropping dead. You might have gotten one kill, but we'll take two on your side.
Another one.
Stack trying to survive is going to be surviving for so long until that strike by Don128. Lisa was well going to be a little bit later on towards the party. Still Kong is going to be initiated here. Going to be taken down. Chengdo 7 is going to be next as well. Scorn is just free hitting from the backside. But a double kill already by Don128 will scare him off. And that's FPX just flexing.
Lisa was huge. In the air was like a 3-for-1, right? Or 3-for-2. But let's look at that replay once again. A very well placed ball breaker into a flash, catching Yuri off guard, plus the combo that allowed Weiba no reaction time at all. Tag and company also suffered another defeat here. But look at these.
Not sure. What's happening here right now?
We're reporting. Okay, I think we're still live. Yeah. Okay, the game is back. The game is back. That's good. That's good.
Sorry, we kind of got ganked a bit there, but rest assured, the game is gonna be continuing.
They don't want to showcase what Lee Sao did. I guess what happened.
Apologies, everybody, but we do understand your sentiment because we as well did not see anything.
Yeah,
for the
but Lee Sao did get like 2 kills in that exchange and is now 1.5k ahead of the Aatrox. Definitely a win condition to have for Trace Esports. Oh, Weiba. No way!
Oh, no escape. Everyone just commits.
And he went for the soul and bound and kind of disrespected the all-in potential damage-wise of FPX and Trace Esports. That's not what you want if you kind of want to extend the series. Another engage.
Ooh, that's just a package already expended with that play. And FPX still got something there, and that's a tower. Right now, the dragon is going to be on the table. And again, they've managed to get the first dragon a while ago. This time, Kong still going to be fine. Call of Courtyard going to be used here. Onto the member space.
Teleport by Weiba.
Okay, the charge though. Right Chow, kill onto the Severe and the steal by Weiba. Space is going to be to escape as well. Trace Esports, no one is dying just yet, but FX wants to take them down. And that's going to be the first kill. But still, great steal by Weiba.
Clutch teleport play. Being able to not just kill Kong in the process, but also steal away the dragon was clutch for the chances of Trace Esports. It was starting to get away from them, right? Like FPX is already licking their fingers. They know that they are in the lead. But look at this play once again from Trace Esports. Lee Sao has been an eye-opener and has been the hero that was needed by Trace Esports. Over and over again, he goes for Kong. And even with a QSS, it doesn't matter, right? Like QSS is there to just prevent the stuns. But the damage will still get onto you, and you have to respect the mid-game damage of the Renekton. Luckily for FPX, they were able to at least get 1 kill in return, but Trace Esports should have enough in that team fight to need to smile in the overall outcome of that game or of that skirmish.
And in 1 second, Weiba, after teleporting, stolen bound into a flash, into a mortal steal after the sweep and the smite as well to say thank you to Chengdo 7.
Yeah. More importantly for Trace Esports, they denied the Dragon solo win condition for FPX because again, it's starting to Weiba.
Man, the only thing lacking after that combo is a badge coming in this time for Weiba.
Yeah, and Don128 had to use the World Ender because he dashed in and feared for his life. Weiba is already starting to again be confident with his plays. Trace Esports banking on the fact that Weiba is still that carry that would allow for them to extend this series. But for FPX, it's trying to deplete the chances of Trace Esports. And you look at how they play this one out, right? Like they just want to deny almost all resources from Weiba, and that's a very good plan to have against Trace.
Yeah, there are 5,000 gold ahead. Still, we see them very consistent in denying resources from Weiba. And also, Trace Esports still having the confidence despite being down by 5,000 gold, and Weiba scaring off the members of FPX as well when he goes in. That is how scary this jungler of Trace Esports is.
You know, the big concern I do have about Weiba and his teleport enchant right now is that he overextends. He doesn't have the QSS or the stasis enchant that often is needed by the Yone in a very sticky situation, right? Like, sure, that teleport was a very good thing to have, especially with how he played that second dragon, but in the upcoming team fights, FPX knows that Weiba will be very vulnerable, and all those lockdowns that can be done here by BO7 and company.
Yeah, no stasis equals no damage negation, no outplay potential on a team fight, no stalling possible here for Weiba. And this time, it is still present. Weiba checking the area, checking the pit. We'll just drop a ward as well. Nothing happening just yet. Just information gathering for both of these sides. BO7 as a front line as well. As Lisa battle for the red buff this time around. Ditching the Baron for the meantime. FPX is going to be winning. Weiba checking the area as well. Stace is going to be his final not to provide some time. But this time, it is Lisao's time to shine. 1-1-8 rather, as the Aatrox is landing the damage. The Corki as well just going to take time. Lisa running for the high heels and will just get taken out by FPX. They waited for the perfect opportunity and they got it.
That's the clean ace, and FPX knows what's up. 14 minutes and 50 would go for the finish.
And we have seen the situation before for Trace Esports. They had the same experience when they battled against EDG. And the babies of EDG this time, the Team B, FPX, giving them the same score.
4-1, FPX advances to the next round and knocks out Trace Esports from WRLA2 playoffs. My man, what a performance by Fun plus Phoenix.
A domination by FPX. And this is why we just continue to love this team, especially with this patch right now. They shine very brightly against their opponents. They battled before against Weibo Gaming, had a 4-3 scoreline, and this time it's a much faster day for them, 4-1.
GG's indeed for FPX. We kind of expected this to happen. We know the patch 4.4D has been brutal to all the carry jungler-oriented teams that we have in the tournament, right? And Trace Esports pretty much got dominated once again this time by FPX. But it's not just the patch, right? Like, it's also has something to do with Juju missing. I really think that Juju may have had, you know, a better performance overall against Xiao and Kong in the bottom lane, because in that series we've seen zero resistance from the dragon lane in the laning phase. It just it just allowed FPX to play their game, right? Like, yeah,
every single game that we have seen in all of the 5 games, early game has been dominated by FPX's ADC and support. In the laning phase, it has been a bully fest in the laning phase. Had it been Juju playing for Trace Esports, it might have been different. But this is the reality. This is the situation we have been presented with. And Trace Esports did struggle a lot. Weibo tried to carry, but not in this game. He wasn't able to anymore.
Don 128, when needed most by his team, flexing his muscles, ending the worlds at Trace Esports. Oh wow. Okay. Alright. To all those TE hopefuls and faithfuls, I won't blame you. I don't blame you, right? Like, cause in the regular season, they were close to unstoppable. Like, they've been winning a lot of games and they've been flexing multiple strategies altogether. FPX was shaky at times. But in patch 4.4D, we know for a fact that something changed. Massive things got changed in the middle part of the tournament. And that got capitalized by those teams that really is not relying on their jungle to do a whole lot for them. BO7, even on the Vi, was making things work for his squad. That's Don 128 getting the MVP! Very well deserved!
Yeah, especially with his Aatrox performance, especially in that last fight. Man, he popped off. He was mad at Weibo as well. He wanted to get his revenge, and this time he did.
He did massive work. 31% of the damage was from the Aatrox. Oh, we are going to take note of this, Young. Every time a Renekton gets picked up, sure, we often go for a Jax potential counter pick, right? Against the Renekton. But Aatrox, especially when played by the right person, can just do this, right? Like Don128 has shown us that you can play Aatrox into the Renekton and have a very good game overall.
And it's also so important to take note that FPX, after last season unable to qualify for the playoffs, right now are just one step away from the lower bracket finals, and they finally were able to successfully get their revenge against Trace Esports that was one slot above them when the qualifier ended.
I know. 4-1 is the scoreline. FPX is moving on and will be facing against Thunder Talk. Alright, so now that will be very exciting because I really think that Thunder Talk still has... Yeah, Thunder Talk is a different beast, right? Like Thunder Talk it is not centered around their jungler. They're centered around their laners in Soil and who's their mid laner again? Wait, I forgot. I'm having a brain fart moment. Z, yeah, exactly, right? Like Z and Soil is pretty much the reason why Thunder Talk is one of the favorites heading into the tournament. And tomorrow, Thunder Talk going against FPX is going to be a series to watch. Let me throw my prediction. You want my prediction here, Guillaume?
I want your prediction.
Thunder Talk advances surely, because again, it's different, right? Like FPX, yeah, sure, they were able to capitalize against the composition and against the team of Trace Esports in the bottom lane. But do you ever see Soil lose his lane? I don't think so, right? But the only concern I do have for Thunder Talk is that SMY is not playing that much, right? Like I think they have swapped their supports in recent times, which is very surprising because SMY is pretty much the reason why Thunder Talk is a very good team to root for.
Chensi is now playing on the side of Thunder Talk for the past few series that they had. So let's see. It's going to be such an exciting series tomorrow and just a resting time for everyone right now. Any final words, Autolus, before we head out?
Yeah, Thunder Talk would win, surely. I think that's my final words for everyone out there. Those that wants my advice on who to root for, go for Thunder Talk. Thunder Talk is still very strong.
And we will see Thunder Talk and FPX battle tomorrow. Tonight, we end a little bit early. Good night to everyone and see you again tomorrow.